And a question that we definitely have is about this new trending drug called Ozempic.
Oh, shit, yeah.
I've done it.
You've done it. You've taken it.
So imagine this, right?
Welcome back to another episode of The Fellas, brought to you by...
Is this an ad? Is there an ad?
No, I just feel like one day that's going to be brought to you by Netflix.
Nah, this is never going on Netflix.
What do you mean, bro? We got the best video production of any podcast.
What, Netflix podcast? Do they have a podcast?
No, but who's to say that they won't start, man? They've got fucking Nicole Omalana on there. Why can't they have the fellas on there?
That's true. Yeah.
Imagine just firing up Netflix and you've got us talking about how viciously we've wanked.
2 wanks yesterday.
2? Yeah. I thought you told me you're slowing it down.
Someone's laughing upstairs.
Fuck off. Who's that? Oh my God, it's bloody James Smith. Here he is. Welcome. Oh, you just about fit down them stairs.
Yeah, it's like the EastEnders soundtrack.
Yeah, we should get our own like intro.
2 wanks, yeah?
Yeah, what?
2 wanks.
Well, this way you come in and say you had 3.
Do you remember when you were younger and you're ill and you just go for it? You're like, how many can I get out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then your fucking knob starts hurting.
And then you're like, one more.
Yeah.
I can get one more out
You
of
just
this.
sat there bleeding on the fucking bed.
Wait, what?
No.
You are...
Hold up, guys. That was just, friction.
We literally said at the beginning of this year, like, okay, what do we want for the podcast? And we said, right, cut down on that side of things and let's lean more into, because we're on our fitness journeys. Right? Obviously, we did 75 hard last time, and then we came into this, and we were there like, okay, we'll head for a more wholesome energy, and I think it's got worse.
Well, I've got it out of the way now, and now we can actually talk about the fun stuff.
Like cocaine abuse.
Yes.
Hi, James.
I'm an expert on that.
Yeah, exactly. That's why you're here, actually.
I just like the smell of it.
That's what I've been saying, man. Fuck.
How are you? How are things?
Very well. Good.
Happy to be back in the great United Kingdom?
Yeah. No, it's
Got a
I've
new
been
Prime
away
Minister.
for like 9 months.
Where were you?
Australia.
Oh, of course.
9 months, that's convenient.
Yeah.
What happened in those 9 months?
Yeah, I had a little one.
Wow.
Nice.
What, little one bump?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
That's
pushed
it.
one out.
Yeah.
Getting old, 35. You need basically, my views were tanking a bit on YouTube. I was like, I need an excuse.
Family channel?
Get a kid out. Yeah. Well, basically, people go, why haven't you on YouTube? Oh, I've had a kid.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I was
The
thinking?
Smiths.
The Smiths.
That's a fucking great family channel name, man.
It is.
I'm telling you.
It's like a default. Your name is actually very much, I'm going to start a sim, and then this is just the name you get given.
It's like
James Smith.
It's the most boring name ever.
It's just the most name.
What have you named your child? Is that
Kian.
Kian. Okay, so that's slightly more interesting.
I was born with the name Kian. I'm adopted from Ireland.
Okay.
So then they were like, let's cover this adoption up by giving him the most boring name ever.
Yeah.
Because otherwise he would have given it away. Kian, was he Irish? Well, his real parents were.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was like, to get deep, I was adopted, and I remember you get notes from the whole process, and the whole idea was that to give me the best life possible. So I was like, do you know what? I'm going to take that name, give it to him.
You know what you need to do?
Go on.
You need to find what is on those notes. Is it just say sound lad,
Just
good physique, he's going to be destined for greatness?
Well, how old are you? You need to check if he was a baby or...
No. It's from birth. In Friends where they meet the pregnant chick and they're like, Chandler and it's pretty much that. So she came over from Ireland, didn't tell her family, because in the 80s, 89 when I was born, it was real you didn't have a baby out of wedlock. You'd shame the family.
Okay.
She came over here, met my parents. They're like, we'll have him. And then that's it. Bosh.
Well, have you ever met your biological mother?
Nah, but there was a time when I went to rugby tour. I went on rugby tour.
Never, by the way, no good story has ever started when I was on rugby tour.
Went to Dublin, under 18s on rugby tour, and the lad next to me goes, be careful. I went, why? He goes, you could shag your mum tonight. And I was like, oh no. I was like, put the fear in me. I was like, he's like, do the maths. You could be on a night out. She won't know. You won't know. And I was like, oh, cheers. Thanks. Ruined Ireland forever.
That's actually such a grim thought,
Yeah, but it's technically kind of true. Yeah. It really could have happened.
And then there was a time that I was like, oh, maybe I could find her on Facebook. But I was like, nah, just leave it.
Yeah.
Some things are better left.
Fair enough.
Absolutely.
Sorry about that.
So had a kid. I was saying to you before, having a kid is like a round of tequila shots where one of your mates hasn't done it. You lie to him. Oh, it's not that bad. Oh, you like it. It tastes good. Then they have it. It's disgusting. You're like,
got him.
That's kids.
So how old is a kid now?
It's about 15, 16 weeks.
Okay.
So
new.
Yeah.
New model.
New.
Just
Yeah,
out
latest
of the
edition.
showroom.
Yeah. And then I was like,
The showroom.
bring them back, traveling with them.
Yep.
The airport's actually pretty class. They're like, you know, like your passport queues, your security, they have a family lane. I've never seen it.
Oh my
seen
God.
this. I always have like a real hatred towards the family.
Because
Yeah.
they're living life.
Just because you're shagging about and you've nutted inside, and everyone else out here, we're taking care, and you're telling me I've got to pay the price. That seems a little unfair.
And when you go through as just a normal person, they treat you like Al Qaeda. They're like, oh, the laptop's out. They're like, of course your fucking laptops are out, you idiot. You fucking brain dead idiot. Starved of oxygen as a baby boy. You're like, whoa, hold on, mate. Some airports you don't take them out. But then the family lane, oh, hello, come in. They're nice to you.
You're like royalty.
Oh shit.
It's actually like people
Wow.
are much nicer to you. So yeah, there's a bit of bigotry at the airports towards people that don't have children. But flying back, I was like, my missus was a bit stressed. So I booked our first leg in first class.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw the pic.
And
Okay, buddy.
yeah, I was like, but
really did it to him.
I was like, it would just be nice, you know, first time.
Yeah.
I was worried about spoiling him. But then I was like, imagine someone next to us, right? You've worked hard your whole life. You're flying first for the first time. You've got to listen to my fucking baby screaming the whole time.
Gosh.
I would be. They're on a honeymoon.
Yeah, I know.
This is such a big. They've
this could be
saved for
someone's
years.
Big opportunity.
At what age do they have to get their own first class seat?
18 months.
Oh my God, that's not
Even that long.
So like
That's
18,
a bump, by the way.
Wow. It's still tiny at 18 months.
But you can, I've already been doing the maths. It'll be cheaper for me to maybe get a nanny that sits in economy with the baby.
Yeah,
than it
that's
would
the
be.
play.
Yeah. So say you're going to Dubai,
yeah,
whatever.
okay.
Instead of getting them a nice seat, just put that and someone else in economy.
Smart.
Damn, that's
Keep them
big.
grounded while still laying down.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm already thinking about his future.
Because I actually had a really when I lived abroad, and this is a story I always questioned whether I'll tell on the podcast because it's disgraceful.
Well, now I'm
right?
telling it.
So now I've got to tell it. And what happened was, so when I lived abroad, my dad was an engineer on these oil rigs, and what would happen is part of the deal was they would go out there, you do like 3 months on, 2 months off, and we'd often fly back to the UK in between school holidays. And part of the deal with the company was that they would pay for the flights home, and often they were in business class. In fact, most of the time they were in business class, but one time they weren't. And I, as a little brat, right, now keep in mind, this is a warning thing. This is what you don't want your kid to do. Is I walk on the plane.
Oh no.
And I take a left, right? I take a left, and my dad goes, no, this way. And I looked at him. I said, no, it's this way.
Oh,
Like that. And he went, no, our seats are this way. And I turned around and said, I'm not flying in economy. Fuck, mate, I'm like this high. I'm a tiny. And ever since then, my dad, he never went business again. Because he said, you're not doing that again. So I've ruined it for myself.
Do you reckon you manifested your entire career and everything off of that moment?
I have to
You're
have
like,
done.
I am never flying
Yeah.
economy again.
and that was it. It set you up a lot.
That's crazy, isn't it? How disgusting is that as
Oh
a
my
child?
God.
And
How
even
old
to this
were you,
day,
you reckon?
Oh, mate, I'm like a little weasel kid.
18?
Literally
you know,
21.
some people have like a mum or a sister that's like an air hostess and they get the free flights or whatever. So a few of my friends, they come out the woodwork with the people they know, and they're like, oh, my mate's mum works for this airline, so I'm going to get one of those reserve seats. So you're pretty much on standby. And then up until the day of the flight, they're like, oh, there's only 2 people. If they don't turn up, you're going into business. So my mate was getting all excited, and he went business class back to the UK. I was like, oh, how was it? You didn't have to pay for it. Got it cheaper than economy. Then on the way back, I was like, oh, how was it? And he goes, mate, don't. He was supposed to be on standby for business, but business was full. And also in the end, economy was full. So he ended up having to sit in the chair that the air
heard about
stewardesses
this.
go in.
Yeah.
So he goes, he was facing the wrong way and there's no screen. So he didn't take his iPad, didn't download anything, didn't realize he was getting on the plane.
no.
He didn't have the seat he thought. So he
The
goes, he had to
ultimate
sit
raw
there.
dog, this, by the way.
Yeah, raw dogged it 12 hours. It was all the way to Singapore, just staring at the other passengers.
Oh, that's so awkward, because they're not even sat far from you, so you're just looking at this guy probably just in the
Sleeping,
exit seat.
watching his movie.
Oh,
And do you know what? There was part of me that was kind of glad, right? You're trying to game the system whilst we were out there having to pay for it. You can have that.
Yeah,
Enjoy that.
you can hold down on your forehead. Yeah, absolutely.
every time you get up, the seat's swinging back because it's one of them fucking automatic foldaways.
Yeah,
I would go sit in the toilet because it'd be a nicer experience.
Yeah, I genuinely probably would have. Oh, wow.
Anyways,
Is that a stinker?
I wanted to, I think it's important. There's been quite a few people that have joined the fellas or tuned in since you came on. This is the second time you've been on. We had a fantastic conversation. I have to ask, which set was it? Was it the circus set or the lift set?
It was the lift set.
The lift set, yeah. I thought it was that.
It was last October.
It was last October, wasn't it? So since then,
just in the end of last
we
season,
must have been in the middle of 75 Hard when we did that then? Yeah.
Did you have a whoop then?
I did. I still have it. And I still wear it all the time. Right, we need to actually introduce you because, like I said, some people have joined in. What the hell is it that you do now? You've started a bit of a side thing, which is a bit more businessy related, but can you still banging fitness content and taking? You know what was interesting actually? Your thing was about dispelling myths and taking down bullshit brands, and here you are twerking for 8 Sleep. So you found one that you like at least.
Yeah, well, if something's good, I'll big it up. Like, men's underwear, Lululemon, the best. Never paid me.
Why though? Why? Like, what's
so
about?
First thing is they have basically, they call it ABC, anti-ball crushing technology, right? That's legitimately what it's called. But they also...
My balls have never been crushed. Maybe they're just too small.
But they also design it so that you don't have to pull down your
I actually could do it doing
because they say it's like one of the least attractive thing in a man is women think you're touching your dick. You're not. You're just rearranging your underwear.
Yeah.
So I could tell you that Lululemon do the best boxers, that Sonicare, I believe, do the best toothbrush. Like, I don't need to be paid to say that.
Yeah.
And I've always enjoyed that part of a brand. So to rewind, I started as a personal trainer 10 years ago in a budget gym in Bracknell. And like, this was very early on with social media. Facebook was just kind of popping off. And I just looked around and I was like, the fitness industry is full of fucking plebs. And there was this realization to me that the majority of people in the fitness industry are only in there because of the way they look. They don't look the way they do because of what they preach. They preach because of the way they look. Everyone's got one mate that just is born in good shape. Everyone's like, you should be a personal trainer. Like, why? Because you look like one. So I came to realize that people didn't really know what they were on about. People are just kind of stupid. And the only way for me to like express this was on social media. And I tried being like, oh, this is how many reps you should do. Nothing. Oh, try doing this. Nothing. Then I was like, this guy's a fucking bellend because of this. Views. So then I was getting rewarded for kind of like...
For hating.
Yeah, just letting it out. And then I did that for a few years.
Yeah.
And kind of like...
A professional hater. That's impressive.
But then if you can bring in like a twist of education at the same time... Yeah. You can get away with
this. This is bad because...
Yeah. Or like, it was just like a bit of an echo chamber before. Like, so yeah, did that. Then I built a coaching business where just provide people programs because everyone at the moment seems to think, oh yeah, this is the best undulating periodized. Shut up, mate. 4x8 back squats. It's not worth €1,000 for 12 weeks. You know, everyone's out there like, oh my God. Let me tell you this, near about all workouts are the same. Mm-hmm. Like a bro split versus a push-pull legs, you just move stuff around on different days. As long as people get it done, it doesn't matter. Most diets all work the same way. You just get people to eat less. So I've always liked, as people try to make it more complex, I just tried to make it more simple. And people did well with the results from that. Now I have a bit of a side hustle where I was saying that personal trainers, no offense to PTs, the plebs, they're also the same. They're like, even in 2024, taking pictures of their lunch and they're like, well, I've got no clients. I'm like, you just took a picture of chicken and broccoli, mate. Like, here's today's workout. No one fucking cares. Like, they're so out of touch with their demographic. They think taking pictures of themselves with their tops off gets them clients. So now I have a business teaching them, like, some of them, oh, I don't know what to post about. I'm like, oh, can you write down the 10 biggest problems that your clients have? Cool.
So it's coaching PTs.
Yeah. Why don't you make those 10 videos? They're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I never thought of that. And then they start a video, hi, my name's Dan, I'm a PT. I'm like, all right, let's go back to the problem. And the problem could be like, I don't know, struggle to hit depth of the squat. I'm like, so why don't you start your video with, if you're someone that struggles to hit depth when you squat, why don't you try this? And they're like, oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So like, I feel like,
sorry, just to jump in really quickly here, what you're talking about with fitness can actually be applied to anybody across anything. If you're an accountant and you're there like, oh, do you struggle with this thing? Yeah. It's like, we'll do it this. So while you're talking in fitness terms, I feel like what you're saying could also be applied to so many other things. We're
going to rebrand it a bit to just small businesses, or like, I feel like we're seeing the rise of personal brands where so many people, even in fitness, they're like, Active Health PT. I'm like, your name's Dan. Just tell people your name's Dan. Because again, people like you for who you are. Alex Hormozy isn't acquisition.com or school.com. He's Alex Hormozy. Chris Williamson is Chris Williamson, although he's the Modern Wisdom podcast. You can have a brand, but it goes behind you. You're the front man for it. And also then again, people have all these vanity metrics where they try and grow their followers. And I'll say to someone like, oh, it's great, you've got 180,000 followers. How many email addresses do you have? 40. I'm like, whoa, there's a discrepancy here, bro. Like, so teaching people the fundamentals of, how to run a business using social media. And so many people are still quite blind to the avenues that can open up from it. Like even you guys as an example, you started off just enjoying making content, but then you get a podcast, you have a studio, you have 14 podcasts, you have brand endorsements. Do you still have the Mexican food sponsor, the burritos?
Oh, we have all sorts of sponsors.
Yeah, like that one. When I watched that, I was like, get that money, boys.
Yeah.
Get that money.
Hey, but you know what is I can appreciate our fans because they see us getting our cheddar too. So in the comments they're saying, get the bag, King.
We've got to keep the lights on.
We do.
That's amazing. I remember first seeing that with Chunks when people were celebrating him. I think he did a Pringles ad. And I was like, oh, let's see how this has gone down. I was like, bastard. They're loving it.
Yeah.
They're loving it. And people fail to realize that if you create an audience because you provide value to these people by helping them from being bored. So every single social media creator has to help someone and generate goodwill. So you guys turn up, you do your videos, you'll go to like France to eat a fucking burger. Like you had your camper van, your podcast. Mm-hmm. You put out so much that you're accruing so much goodwill with an audience so that when you do put an advert, do you know what? I am going to order that. I am going to do it for the boys. And people are so blind to it in the social media world where their first social media post is DM me the word coach. I'm like, motherfucker, do content for 6 months without asking for anything.
Yeah.
Then try it and see how it goes. So I'm enjoying that at the moment because, even before we're talking about analytics, we're talking about funnels, buckets. Like I actually realized I'm more excited about social media growth, sales tactics. Like I enjoy that more than the coaching side because actually I haven't done a PT session in 7 years.
Yeah. And
actually, across those 7 years, I've managed multiple social media accounts. I've seen things go well, go bad. I've run a lot of email marketing campaigns. You caught me in the zone. You scared the fuck out of me in reception. I was like...
This guy would lock the fuck in. I went, hello, mate. And he went, yeah. And then I think it took a second to register. Who the fuck has just come over here?
In flow state.
Yeah, literally was in flow state, yeah.
But like, then after a while, I can imagine that you guys... You talk like YouTube, you sit down with people, you're interested, you're like, what was the average view duration? Testing thumbnails, titles. But these are all things that have happened in marketing for a while. But now I really enjoyed that. And I think that my coaching business now is just going to be one of several businesses I have. Yeah. So I'm now more of a business owner than a PT. Yeah. Although like I still do enjoy the industry. I like keeping up to date with, the modern research and stuff like that. But I hate the fact that people glorify it to be so much more complex than it is. Most of my clients did well because I WhatsApp them every morning. Hey mate, how you going? Good, thanks. Done your workout? No? Let me know when it's done. That's really what people need.
Yeah, a lot of people are scared to get into it as well because like the first thought of it, I remember when I was getting into it, I'm like, damn, where do I start? You start looking into like what you was talking about earlier, push-pull legs, bro split. You're like, damn, which one's better? One of them's got to be better, blah, blah. And you get so deep into it and there's so many different things, variables that can all almost be off-putting. You don't know what to do.
When you find a good editor, there's something beautiful about leaving them the SD card and knowing it's dealt with. And it's the same with the good coach should just be that. Where you turn up to the gym, you just don't have to give a shit. Yeah. It costs money. Sometimes you're like, oh, how much? But that's it. It should be a relationship where you can just, as a high functioning, high agency person, you can just offload some admin to someone and you come in because enough of us we need to kind of protect the amount of energy we have, especially being creative, because I'm sure you're like me. When you can't be creative, you get in a real funk. And then you're like, fuck, if I could just get someone else to do some of these things for me, it can free me up to do the other stuff. Yeah. Yeah, and I just wish that people wouldn't try and overcomplicate it or make it seem, like we said before, about blood glucose monitors and all this kind of misinformation. It's just annoying.
What do you think has been like the biggest scam out of the fitness world in the last...
Recent time?
Yeah, in the last 12 months. I feel like there's always something new, either a new fad.
Every year.
Every year there's something new.
High ticket coaching.
Oh, okay, go on. What's
Small follower, you're not like an amazing coach. You don't show people your pricing till they get on a call with you. So I see this everywhere where they're like, let's do a discovery call. You're like, it's a fucking sales call, mate, right? Then they do a 35-minute sales tour and then they propose to you the price and they drop you the price on the call where it's a little bit uncomfortable for you to back out. And then they have objection handling. Oh, I need to speak to my husband. oh, I thought you said that you needed to fit into the dress for the wedding that you have in 9 weeks' time. And I'm just wondering why talking to your husband would affect that.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, mate. No, if somebody said that, I'd be like, yo, put the phone down, bro.
Yeah, I'd be like, get the fuck away
And
from me, man.
they do this like a pre-questionnaire where it's like, what's your budget? Why do you need to do it? What's the implications of you getting this? What's the implication of not doing it? It's just snaky.
Yeah.
Then they close people. I'm talking literally like sometimes £1,500 for 12 weeks of coaching. And I'm like, no one is worth that. No one. And you just pressured someone on the phone, a bit like door-to-door salesman, where once they got a foot in the door, when they're in your house, you're like, oh, I best buy what they're selling because they're in my house. And I hated that. And instead, I think that if people were just better at making social media content, they'd have a bigger audience, they'd have more email addresses, and they could sell more to more people and not require thousands of pounds markups on it. And what these fuckers do is they go through a period of like 2 weeks of closing as many of these as they can. And then they're like, oh, if you want to learn how to make 20K a month, you're like, bro, you just closed all these people in one window. Like,
Yeah.
that's your income for the next 3-4 months, and you're pretending like you get it every month.
Yeah.
So yeah,
There's so many. There's so many of these. I earn X amount this
everywhere.
month, and
This month,
da 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 da. And it's all like most of the time it's just absolute cap, but it
It's
suckers
annoying though,
people
'cause
in.
you just, I was about to say, there are people out there falling for that. Obviously, I'll look at it myself and be like, it's obviously fucking bullshit.
Yeah, and
There
if
are-
you know the space, then
there
you
is-
know what's bullshit.
Here's-
If you
here's
don't,
one
it's just a pipe
that
dream.
Used to happen years ago, and it's definitely still happening now. In fact, more so now. But about 5-6 years ago, I had a guy message me like saying, "Oh, I know a guy that just needs a screenshot of your analytics and your revenue, but you'll get paid like a few grand for it." I was like, "What?" I said no in the end.
Yeah.
But I figured out what it was for in the end. He was one of those guys that sells YouTube courses, but uses other people's analytical data at the time to be like, "Hey, look at this, all lines up." And I was
What?
like, whoa.
Does he
Like,
not
you
know
could just
about inspect element then?
Yeah, it was crazy. And he used to go around at that time, like taking people's channel data, pretending it was him.
Yeah, that's wild.
there's a lot
Yeah.
of snakes. There's a lot like you either die the hero or live long enough to become the villain. And I tried it for years, not getting into this space because it's just snaky. People that like rent a Lamborghini and they're like, oh yeah, this is my car. You're like, you're in Dubai, bro. It's Dubai plates. It's not yours.
Yeah.
Like, and yeah, I hate that snakiness to it. But I genuinely like helping people. I find myself, if I bump into someone, say I'm in the street, I'm like, oh, what'd you do there? Like I'm a PT. I'm like, oh, cool. Show me your socials or whatever. End up chatting to them for like half hour, giving them strategy, talking to them like, these are the things you should do. I actually enjoy it.
Yeah.
And then sometimes they're like, oh, can I go now? No, come back.
yeah.
So invested.
Of course.
Get back here right now.
Yeah. No, I find it interesting, especially nowadays. There is the risk of like we mentioned, like that over complicating something that should be quite simple, which is ultimately just go out there and make content.
Yep.
And I mean, we notice it even with like Proddy. A lot of the people in the office now is one of those things where, you know, some workplace would be like, you're not allowed to make content or anything like that. But I think it's super important. And ultimately, one of the most important traits, in my opinion, is the storytelling and being able to take people on a journey with you. Whether that be in a short speech, whether that be in a TikTok, whether that be a YouTube video, whether that be across like a 3 or 4 episodes of YouTube videos, whatever it is, but it's that ability to get people emotionally invested in what you do. And I think the moment that you get that, you all of a sudden have something way more powerful than here's my lunch and this is what I'm eating for the day. So having seen that, and bringing that back to my original point about overcomplicating it, especially with all these analytics, and YouTubers love to go on about analytics, and sometimes for valid reason, but a lot of the time, step one should be don't worry about any of that stuff and just turn on the camera and film. But you also, you know, again, it's easier said than done purely because a lot of people suffer from like peer pressure side of things. We had a guy on literally just before this called AB, and he said that when he started this, he literally turned off his main group chat for 3 months, I think he said, so that because he knew he would just be getting rinsed by his mates, which, you know, don't get me wrong, there's some healthy attributes to that, but also it's one of the reasons why loads of people don't start doing it is because they're scared of their mates. So when he said that, I was there like, damn, somebody like him who's such a fantastic success story there in the fact that he turned it off for 3 months and it clearly paid off. You know, he's already at 200,000 followers on TikTok and you know, it's only been like a year or so.
Yep.
It's like, wow, that's awesome. But so many people must fall victim to the peer pressure stuff.
You know, Gary Vee said it best. I started listening to his recent book and he calls it day trading attention. And I was like, I've never been interested in like stocks, shares, ETFs, like even crypto, like I'm just not interested. But then when it comes to social media, we are actually all day trading like you know, like the Forex guys are like, oh, how's the GBP? How's the US dollar? We're actually there with trends, things that are going well, things that aren't. Like even at the moment, I was like, oh, carousels is getting really good engagement to your existing followers, but not to a cold audience. So if I wanted to put something out to get a call to action, a carousel would be best because it's only going to be served to the people that have been nurtured the most to react to it in a good way. And then you try a carousel, you're like, fucking hell, that really works. And so like many of us are actually trading on the floor, but our trade floor is social media. And even your podcast, you're like trying to differentiate, change sets, whatever, so that when someone decides what podcast they're listening to on their commute, you push Diary CEO out the way and they got the fellas. So like we're all actual weird kind of traders in that space, all looking for ways.
I always say I wouldn't become a day trader.
It's like,
Here you are.
Forex traders. And like, even your thumbnail, you're just trying to get attention.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's kind of like an art form in its own way. And it does pay dividends. And like, if you want to put money into the stock market as a 20-year-old, you're not going to be able to accrue much capital to really impact your life. But if you decide to sit at the table of social media, like you say, in 1 year, 2 years, you can have a deposit on a house, you can have a nicer car, you can, if there was anywhere to gamble or to invest time, energy, money, whatever, social media has the best returns. It's not guaranteed, but then nothing is actually guaranteed. And it's like, it's exciting looking at young people where I'm like, if you just keep pumping, your life can be so different in 3 years. And there's nowhere else that you can invest time, energy, and effort. Even if you're a 20-year-old now, you can go to any employer in the city of London and they're just pretty much going to tell you to shut the fuck up and do your job for the next 3 years because no one is going to be listening to a 21-year-old. Oh, I've got an idea about, shut up, mate. You're 21. You know, like, so as young people now, if you really want to get ahead and make an impact for yourself, social media is the best place to do it.
Yeah, the only thing I would say with that is it is a lot of the time failure on a social media level is very public. And so, you know, people have that fear of like, you know, there's one thing to fail and you kind of fail semi-privately at like a job or you get fired or something like that. It's somewhat private, but failure on a social media level is very public. And that I imagine would be a lot of people's biggest fear is because if it goes wrong, everybody knows it went wrong.
But I think this boils down to people having really shit metrics of success. So you get to determine what it looks like, right? And let's say you're trying to build a YouTube channel, whatever. Like for so many people, if they can just commit to putting one video out a week, that can be success for them. Like the views don't have to hit a certain amount. And I feel like in modern days, we're really terrible at actually deciding what success for us looks like. Like sometimes I have to snap out of it and be like, yeah, that didn't go well, but you're happy. Like most people with more than me maybe aren't happy. So sometimes I definitely got caught up with this year where like there was someone that I followed online that had a Lambo and I was like, how the fuck has he got a Lambo? I haven't got a Lambo. And then I was like, what am I doing? That guy could be miserable for all I know. And I'm here really enjoying day-to-day life. And I'm like, you literally can get caught up with seeing other people's success and like getting jealous of it, becoming spiteful of it.
Yeah.
And then you're like, actually, success to me is just enjoying my life. It might be in a smaller house or it might be in a slightly slower car, but like it's so easy to just get caught up with what other people are doing. So for even those social media creators, I mean, if you enjoy making YouTube videos and you put out one a week as a little side hustle, you can have a great year, even if not many people watch them. And it is often those people that continue going and then end up picking up and taking off. But at least like, say you make it to 30 and you tried and it didn't really kick off, at least you tried.
Yeah.
Then you got some real creative people that are like in their 40s going, oh shit, if I'd got into that YouTube.
A lot of skills learned as well. It's not like you just tried, walked away and didn't gain anything. You probably gained a lot.
Yeah.
Like you can take away different avenues of life, adapt to everything.
So many
There's
skills
always something to come from it as long as you give it a go. And yeah, like you said, the failure is just, it's your measure really. Did you fail really?
There's some channels as well. I saw one, I studied a YouTube course with have you heard of Creator Booth? A guy called Ed. He's on YouTube. He like teaches YouTubers.
Yeah.
And he was showing a guy that made $33,000 from 700 views because the people that he got the views from bought into his course that he teaches people to do things.
Okay.
And seeing stuff like that, I was like, oh my God, there's me like, oh, this video only got 100,000 views. But then there are some channels out there that are so niche and people like them so much, they get 1,000 views and they're making enough to cover all their costs for months. And like, it's one of those things again where if you don't have a silver play button or a gold play button, a lot of people are like, call yourself a YouTuber.
Yeah.
And you got these accounts with 30K subscribers and they're killing it.
Yeah, making more than any fucking gold-plated geezer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a stronger relationship with the audience and then they can sell courses, whatever, and they're invested into it.
I had this year, right? When we released New Tonic, got fucking slammed. People were like, you fucking sell out.
Really?
Yeah, like real bad. And now I'm like, I'm just not giving a shit about the comments so much. I'm almost looking to ruin my day. And yeah, so like everyone was calling me a sellout. And because we self-funded it, I remember nibbling to someone in the comments and going, bro, each can I've had so far has cost me £1,000. How have I sold out? I'm under. If this project doesn't take off, you know, I'm wasted money. And there are so many people like, and this was what annoyed me. I was like, how much of my audience is subprime? So this was something that's quite challenging, where sometimes you do things in a bid because you know they're going to bang. A bit like when I did the Prime video, I knew that was going to get traction, whatever. But then I was like, oh, out of the 38,000 new people I got, a certain percentage of them are just not right for me. And I've been who I'm usually not to attract people that I usually wouldn't want. It made my YouTube channel look good. But now I've just got poison in the comments, and someone like they just say one thing and it like ruins your day. So one thing that like I kind of took a little bit of a pause, took a step back. I was like, I'm no longer going to breed a subprime audience just to look better. Like, yeah, it would be nice having 1.5 or 1.6 on my Instagram, but actually, what am I going to do? Not be myself and maybe swear less and trying to be like, play up to people just to get there. I was like, I'd rather have less followers. And that's quite like, some people are like, oh, you swear too much. I'm like, fuck off then. And it's so much better to have that smaller audience of people that actually you'd go for a beer with.
Yeah.
Nothing worse than someone like, you know, fist bumping you, I love your channel, and you're like, you are not my person.
Yeah.
You know, you've got a pinky ring on. You know, get out of there.
Is that your determination?
With the family crest.
With the family.
Max Fox might get it.
Oh, he's got one, doesn't he?
Yeah, the signet rings. Yeah. Or how about the schooner scorer?
What a boy.
You know about him?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
A little gold hoop, little Proddy special. You got it on?
Yeah, the gold hoop.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like the earring, bro.
Proddy, you know what?
Chip loves it.
Proddy, I used to wear one of them when I was like
I know
20.
you did.
Like,
That's why I got it pierced, because I saw pictures of you.
Said this 20-year-old Chip is exactly the guy
He's
that I
my
want.
role
I want to
model,
be
man.
like this guy.
Did you have to Google what side to get it?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
everything.
this is the correct one, isn't it?
Is it left side?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, how'd you
I need
feel?
to check again, bro.
How'd you feel, bro?
Or just double up.
Yeah.
Double two
Yeah,
hoops.
fuck it. You can't go wrong with two, eh?
Yeah. Might get a stretcher, you know.
Oh my gosh, you can't be doing
Do you know,
that.
I can't believe what them people doing now who are cutting about with stretchers.
Matt Armstrong.
Did Matt
He doesn't have a
he's got
stretcher.
one.
No, he does. He's
Oh, no. Oh, sorry. In my head, I'm thinking of them big boys.
He's got
Those ones, what are those people doing? Because that's kind of dark.
Yeah, you're in.
Yeah.
You get tattoos removed, but you can't get a stretchy.
Yeah, like what do they just saw off the excess earlobe? Because that's kind of
that
raw.
was mental. I remember all that. Oh my god.
When it was such a big thing.
Let me see an after.
It's like, oh, do you want to get a stretcher?
man.
Oh, bro.
Saggy.
That's long there.
They must be able to do some kind of corrective.
I think you just saw it off.
They've got to. Oh, to be fair though, like,
You just stitch it up, no?
Oh,
Do you want to know? I'll tell you, I've never spoken about this on a podcast before.
go on.
I have like a weird phobia of like piercings. I couldn't imagine anything worse than getting my ear pierced, because
Prince Albert, how much?
I like, oh mate, never. I couldn't, if you were like, oh, I'll give you £1,000 a day to have your ear pierced, I couldn't do it.
Really?
There's something just like, that gives me the ick. Sometimes, I think it's where
Harry's the same, you know.
even sometimes, like my mate had his ear pierced when he was younger, and my mate went up to him and squeezed it. 5 years later, and pus came out. And I was just like, I think it's the hygiene part of it.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I just see like, you know, gammy earrings and like they get that little green bit on the outside.
Oh, don't say
and
that.
for me, I'm just like, ugh, I can,
fuck that.
or like
I've still
sleeping on it and stuff.
Yeah, I've still got a fuck off scar on my cartilage from when I had my thing done at uni, and it's like a big bump and it will never go away.
And people, when they get their eyebrow done, I'm like, what's the functionality of that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, surely this is just like on nipple piercings. Like I couldn't, wake up one day, I'd love to have a bar of metal through my nipple. No, I don't even want to be nipple crippled. People do that, that's not funny, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know where people, and the piercing, the Prince Albert.
Oh, that's mental, isn't it?
I've got so many questions about the Prince Albert, right? Is like, first of all, is it another man that's doing the piercing? And do you have to have a rock on? Does it need to be soft? What's the, like, there's got to be a protocol here. And what happens if you start getting a rock on with another man fondling your
It's
jaw?
part of the game.
Thing is, we
isn't
always
it,
say this, yeah? It's the same with everything, like a massage. Like, it's rare that it actually happens. The fear is
too
worse
much,
than the actual
yeah.
moment.
But there must be, it can't be zero, the amount of deaths from it happening, right? Because I went down a rabbit hole looking at circumcision, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So someone said on a podcast, they're like, the amount of babies that die from being circumcised isn't zero. And I looked, I think you can look at it. I think it's over like a dozen babies a year in America die from the complications.
Imagine
of
saying like,
circumcision.
oh, how'd your kid die?
So
circumcision.
This is the craziest thing, right? So you know, people have their sides, right? Some of my mates are circumcised and they're like, it's cleaner. And I'm like, whoa, relax. It's not a competition. The girls like it more. And I'm like, whoa.
This is so true as
And then
well.
Andrew Schultz is like, there is no uncircumcised. It's circumcised or dick. Uncircumcised is a double negative. And then the fact that people get so ideologically captured by it, I'm like, relax. But yeah, the amount that, have you found anything on it?
Yeah, it just said the same as what you said. It's not 0.
So
Deaths have been
and people
reported.
go, oh, it's cleaner. And I think it has something to do with when you have a banjo and a foreskin, it can tear. And that means that the chances of exchanging blood with someone are higher. So when you look at contracting HIV or other things, having a foreskin could put you at slightly elevated risk.
Right.
So therefore, then you've got religious reasons as well. They get rid of them in like America and Canada. But then I was like, you wouldn't take a baby's appendix out because it might get appendicitis.
Yeah, is this not how we're naturally meant to be?
Yeah, but still hundreds of thousands, millions of people still have it done.
Yeah.
But you can't have this discussion with someone who's circumcised because they get really defensive. It's not like zero sum. It's not like one of us is a winner.
I guess it's because for them, there's no going back now.
Yeah.
Whereas like for us, we're like, if we fancy it, or we really need to.
And I think some of the most sensitive parts of your penis are in your foreskin that they cut off. And I thought, I sometimes, you know, you're in the bath, you're bored, you're having a little fiddle with your foreskin. I thought it would just be like, pull the hood up and snip. But it is not. The way they do it in surgery is absolutely like cooked.
No.
And I'm like, I still
Get a
don't.
video up.
I still
No.
Please don't.
They don't.
I still don't fully understand the way they go around it.
Oh God, yeah.
But against popular belief, one of my friends had to have it done at 24,
Same.
and
My boy.
he actually.
Oh, I thought you meant like same, bro. I
New
meant
chip law unlocked.
yeah.
No, same with one
so
of my
in
boys.
like a double-blind control study, he's someone that's been both control groups.
Yep.
And he actually does prefer the snip, but then he only knew life with the foreskin that was too small for his cock, so I can't trust what he said.
Yeah,
of
so
course.
it's-
Yeah, because that's like a medical condition, isn't it? Where it's like painful to get an erection.
He was getting tears on the regs.
Oh,
And yeah, but then he prefers it after because he lasts longer. So I think that correlates with them cutting some of the sensitive tissue off.
Yeah.
So therefore you're desensitized slightly, but then you might perform better. It could be good for your ego.
So, you know,
Yeah,
when he's
that's
getting
a
it
great
cut,
point, actually.
here's a question. Like, obviously, when you get medical procedures done, normally give you something to numb the pain. Is he getting like a little injection in the knob?
So he said, I think they go local, not general. I
Yep.
actually don't know on that.
oh, I could really do with a general.
But he said that Morning Glory was killing him because he could feel his stitches ripping. So you wake up and there's no way to tell your penis you don't want a boner.
Did you know? Yeah, that he
like
actually
putting a dog
he
on
actually
bed
missed
rest.
like a really good opportunity to become a fantastic long distance runner.
Wow. Oh, fucking hell.
So true,
So
bro.
this was it the Ross Edgley podcast? Yeah, he was speaking about how they do like circumcisions when I think it maybe like 20, right? Something like that. And they do it like no painkillers, nothing. They do it in front, and you're supposed to keep like a very still face
Who's
while it
this, the
happens.
samurai?
No, yeah, and the women all line up, and if you are like flinching and you're not stone faced and you're not considered like a suitable person to pass on the genes,
Yeah.
and so through all this like intense thing, they've just managed to evolve into like an extremely stoic gene set.
Because you've got a high pain threshold.
that
really
are
high
going
pain.
through that
Yeah.
area
Dark
when
moments
they're-
whilst
And this is
racing.
supposedly where a lot of incredible endurance runners have
It's like
come
that
from.
scene out of June where he puts his hand in the box.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is like that. It's bang on.
It was, because they put the mud on their face, and if the mud cracked, that was a sign of you.
Do you know
Yeah,
what?
they couldn't.
Doesn't sound like my tribe. You know, like I'll be like, do you know what, lads? Not
I'm going to
me.
skip this
Yeah.
one.
Like, how are you supposed to play cock or ball out your pajamas? Remember when you had a little gap in the pajamas as a kid?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
something
my
out
God, that wasn't just me.
Cock or ball. And you say to your mate, like, what's this? And they have to have a little look before you have.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
fold
now.
it over, right? Yeah.
Okay,
Bend
I
your
didn't
pocket
play that
out, they
game.
go ball, you're like, you idiot.
Do you remember when Robert Hoof, the footballer, got suspended for playing cock or ball on Twitter?
No,
What?
what?
Don't remember
Oh,
that.
it was so funny. He put it on Twitter, and then he got suspended for like 2 games.
They play for Stoke.
You got to imagine, mate, why are you being suspended? I played cock a ball on Twitter. There's no way.
Cock or no cock. Here we are.
That time.
He was
Wait,
like
so he's replying to a
he
Twitter account?
Yeah, he was replying to the
Made
Twitter.
vagina. She's a lady. 8 out of 10.
Do you remember like ratemypoo.com and stuff like that?
That was big time.
Don't try and go on it now.
Why?
Oh,
Why?
yeah. Oh, my God, yeah.
Shall I
It's
try?
not rate my poo anymore.
What was the other one?
It's been bought.
Where would you get the one with the guy with the cocks used?
Meat. Oh, what was it called?
Lemon
Meat.
Party.
Do you remember sour meth?
No.
Nah, man, you are on some crazy. Look at that.
Sour-
That's Rate My Poo now. Look, that's what it's turned
Now
into.
it's rate my pussy.
Yeah,
Do not put
it
that
got
one on
bought.
screen, Stanley.
Yeah, that's not.
And then there was ratemyboobs.com. There was like growing up as in our
It was a good
generation.
time.
Yeah, it was good.
Mini clip.
Yeah.
Remember that?
With that, I mean, that's got nothing to do with what we're talking. That's just a website, but okay.
Nah, but there was.
He was having a wank to mini.
There was a game that you used to play as an alien, and you had a dick, and the goal was to bang as many white girls as you could, and your dick would grow bigger.
That was not a mini clip.
It was a side-scrolling game, but the animations were quite well done.
You never had a wank to that.
You played twice yesterday.
Yeah, I'm actually. Yeah, I'm involved.
Look, one of the things that people really liked from our last episode was we were talking about sort of it's self-improvement to an extent, and a lot of the people, especially nowadays, it's become such a thing that people are interested in. We've seen the rise of a lot of podcasts that are talking often about self-improvement. Your likes of Huberman, even Chris Williamson. I mean, the list goes on. There's so many of them now. And I think people really enjoyed our chat when we were talking a lot of like male related things, that whether that be like testosterone levels, all that sort of stuff. And something that's really become very popular, I would say, in the last year or so is embarking on what people consider like a hybrid athlete. So weightlifting, looking good, but also being able to run a marathon. Is that something that you've looked at and you've been interested in? Because I remember, actually, I don't know how recent this was, but you got another belt in jiu-jitsu, was it? So you have like this martial arts side of things. So it's not just weightlifting that you're interested in, and somewhat hybrid, I suppose. But what's your thoughts on that?
Quite a lot of the research that's come out in the last few years, it always used to say like, if you want to do two things concurrently, if you've got 7 units of training a week and 3 are going to the running and only 4 are going to weightlifting, then you're going to be X amount slower at building muscle. But actually they're like, no. If you're training for a marathon and doing weightlifting, you can actually get great muscle growth and great fitness. And even that heightened level of cardiovascular capacity can benefit muscle growth. So I think there was a lot of bro science where dudes were like, you do CrossFit, it's killing your gains. So that's been disparaged quite a lot. You can do both at the same time. With martial arts, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Rogan's a black belt, Jocko Willink is a black belt. There's like a lot of people in that space that are mad about it. I got my brown belt, so my next one will be black. That for me, as far as self-improvement, is the best, because from like a mental side of things, so it's submission wrestling. So it's no punching, no kicking. I've never had a concussion. I've only had one black eye in like 8 years. A lot of people train without a mouth guard because it's not that violent. When you're having a play fight with your mates when you're drunk and you bundle them or whatever, like it's pretty much that as a training method. So it's like human chess. You set traps for people, you can do things. Like for instance, in chess, you might give your pawn because they're going to do a silly move to get it. You do the same in jiu-jitsu where you might leave your arm up because you want them to go for an underhook. You want them to take a grip. And then when you catch them with it, you're like, you idiot. But then you only catch them once. So the next time you roll, you need something else. So for that, it's great. As far as exercise, it's great. Self-defense, I think, is a bit wishy-washy. Like, I don't train because I'm hoping one day someone's going to grab me from behind and I'm going to Uchimata them across the room. Just nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
For me, it's fitness, the camaraderie of it. And also like when you're at training, it doesn't matter how many subs you've got, what fucking part of the airplane you sat in. There could be a janitor that's a black belt. There could be a CEO that's a white belt. Suddenly the meritocracy is only of how much time and effort you've committed to the sport. Super respectful. Everyone has like a due diligence and care for each other. When someone's choking you out, if they didn't let go, you could die. They would have to hold it for minutes, but you could die. But with every it's almost like having a dance with someone, and you all learn the same rules, but the way you express it is different for each person. Your physical attributes, your personality, all develops a certain game, similar to in chess. You might be an aggressive player or a passive player or whatever it is. And there's something just amazing about that, where you're all equal when you're there. You're all there trying to help each other. You're all there trying to learn different things. And it's also incredibly challenging. There'll be times that you're quite literally suffocating in someone's wet rash guard, and you have to remain calm, and like you're getting sweat in your eyes, and you're challenged to the point where you're like, do I give up now? If I give up, I could have survived. I could have got through it. And in the beginning you tap and you go home disappointed, like I shouldn't have tapped to that. Then the next time you suffer for a bit more and they give up and you get out and you're like, I'm harder than I thought. I've got, better resilience than before. And everyone that goes and tries it falls in love with it. Like there is an element of injury. There is an element of like, this was a staph infection I had to go on antibiotics for. I was squeezing pus out of it on the plane. There is like ringworm. There is like some negatives to it. But for me, it was like one of the best grounding experiences ever. Because when you experience some success in life, it's very easy to lose touch with reality a bit. Everyone around you is a yes man. Mm-hmm. You get access to like resources, like business ventures, whatever it is. But when you go to training, it doesn't matter. When someone's mounting you and trying to suffocate you with mother's milk, which is the suffocation of the Welsh guard, nothing else matters. And for me, I probably drink less, I do drugs less. Like, even when people go, oh, do you want to go for a beer on a Friday night? I'm like, oh, we've got a big session tomorrow at Saturday. I compete quite a bit at the moment. And for me, that's very challenging. I did an exhibition match in front of 800 people, all drinking in the crowd. It's one match, it's 8 minutes. It's me versus a guy from another gym. We're going to go try to submit each other. And like, I don't need to be there. The other people on this card, they need to make something of themselves because jiu-jitsu is going to be their life. Mm-hmm. I don't need that. Like, and to put yourself in those scenarios where if I don't tap, my leg will break, and it's quite nice still dipping your toe into that where you don't have to. So I think that if any kind of man out there, or even women as well, was like a little bit lost with their training, not really sure, because now I lift weights because I want to be better at jiu-jitsu. I want to have.
So it gives you a bit of purpose as to.
All my training is around it. I train my neck a lot now. Like I had 2 pictures before of my neck now versus like 2 years ago, and I think it's about 2 inches thicker. So like I train my neck.
The Lando Norris effect. Have you seen that picture? That's wild of him joining F1.
It makes you snore a bit more though. Yeah. So like I neck train now, so I don't get sprains. Like a lot of the stuff that I'm doing is to be better at jiu-jitsu. And then when I am a black belt, I want to start teaching classes. I want to teach my son. To me, it's like quite a cool thing.
Yeah.
And I think that anyone that's kind of thinking about it should just do it. But you don't have to be big, physical, strong, intimidating. You just need to be quite patient, because like most things in life, as jiu-jitsu, people are, oh, how can I get better? I'm like, oh, first thing to realize, you will fucking suck for 2 years. And the same on YouTube, the same on Instagram, the same even in a podcast. Your ability to construct a conversation, respond, pace, all of these things, you are pretty shit at everything for the first 2 years. And that's the place that most people give up. I don't think most podcasts get past 3 episodes.
Yeah, so it's a pretty impressive stat about that.
Oh, we're doing all right then.
So if people could just give it a go, they're like, oh. And I think there's something quite primitive about play fighting. Like, it sounds really, a bit gay, but in lockdown, I really missed getting my arms around another man. Yeah. Having a little throw around, like having a bit of a wrestle. And like, me and this guy at a competition recently, I tried to move on him, it didn't work. And he like smiled at me, and then you slap hands and bump fists, and he's like, let's fucking go, son. And we just had this throwdown in front of people. We got like match of the tournament. And afterwards, you're exhausted. You're like, you watch the video back, you're like, oh fuck, that's pretty intense. Like that's the one thing that I think leaps and bounds, probably one of my best decisions as an adult was to start that.
When did you start that?
28. And here's the story, right? I was wrestling with my mate who's a bodybuilder on the beach, which is fucking around. And he pins me down on the floor and I couldn't get out. And
you were like, how?
It was actually horrible. Like, I physically couldn't outpower him because he's bigger than me and stronger than me. And literally the next day I inquired to a local jiu-jitsu gym and I was like, the next time this happens, I'll be ready. Like, and it's not happened since.
I was going to say, you need to run that back now, 7 years in.
He's been taking a lot of steroids.
He's a big old boy.
Training a lot.
Just give me another year.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely love it. And it's, just, if I'm like stressed or I'm having a bad day, I go train and afterwards I come home and I'm like, oh, I feel so much better.
Tired.
Would you do like a celebrity card or anything, like a headline
I was
against
chatting
another?
to some guys about doing a match for Tom Hardy.
Oh, cool.
But he's quite a bit smaller than me. I think he's only about 88 kilograms. I'm about 98.
Yeah.
So he would be a bit small.
What's the leeway like for those sorts of fights? What's the kilogram difference?
Usually it's like 5 to 8 kilograms per weight division. And then, so you do your weight division, then they have something called the absolute, where it's all weights, all belts. And then you just have one monster who's like 120 kg. And the weight difference makes such a difference. When someone's 10 kilograms heavier than you, people are like, hey brother, come to jiu-jitsu. Strength doesn't matter. It does fucking matter. When someone's stronger and heavier, there's something called pulling guard, which is considered a bit of a beta move. Basically, when you're standing up, instead of trying to tackle the person to the floor, you just sit your butt. But
I've seen that.
You do it to mitigate. First of all, if I'm standing with someone, if he just gets a good grab of my arm and yanks it, he's got my back. Suddenly he's behind me and he's probably going to submit me. So if I pull guard and sit on my butt, if he tries to come around me, I can just put my back to the mat, which means he can't touch my back. So he might mount me, he might get on top of me, he might armbar me, but the one place he's guaranteed to submit me is my back. So whenever I'm with the big guys, I'm like, oh, you're looking too big and clumsy, brother. I'll pull guard, get them on top of me. At least there, I know where they are.
Yeah.
Do you know what's funny? I went back to rugby a few years ago, played rugby 15 years, loved it. After doing jiu-jitsu, I played a game of rugby and got tackled by 2 people at the same time. I was like, nah, I'm done. This is frightening. Because in jiu-jitsu, they're always in front of you. Or if you turn your back to them, you know you've turned your back to them. Playing rugby, getting chopped out of nowhere. I was like, this is frightening. I was like, I'm not coming back. I never went back. Got a new pair of boots and everything. I was like, I'm not using them.
Yeah.
So like, it's quite safe. And especially with things like concussions, it's like probably one of the safer sports. And I think, so many people, you see so many celebrities getting into it. Like, just gives you...
It has become quite a popular thing.
You just obsess over it. Like you sleep, like you're doing movements in your sleep. You're thinking about positions.
It's like me and my golf swing.
Yeah. Oh, it's so similar to golf, right? Because there's so much you want to do, like in the driving range. You're like, I'm going to try and change my grip on my foot position. Or there's another golfer who's a slightly different technique. We also go through waves of different things happening in the sport. And then something will happen at a tournament. You go to training the next week and everyone's trying to hit it. So you're like, the game can change overnight. And in Vegas last week, there was a tournament where the World Cup of Jiu-Jitsu is called ADCC, but the winner only gets $10,000 US. So there's this Aussie guy called Craig Jones who makes funny, he just takes the piss out the sport. His rash guards say, keep Jiu-Jitsu gay. Or his other one says, it's the New Balance logo, but it says nose beers. He won a tournament. They're like, what are you doing tonight? It's like, get on some fucking nose beers. So you've got kids on podiums going like this. Oh, fuck. So like, he was like taking the piss out this tournament and they said, oh, why didn't you raise $3 million into your own event? And he did on 70 days notice and gave the winners $1 million.
Wow.
So we're in Vegas watching guys fight for $1 million.
Wait, I feel like I heard about this, by the way. This is like quite a big thing, right? It got made into a big thing, this tournament.
Yeah. It's called CJI and it was, so we sponsored it for Newtonic. We gave $50,000 to the best submission of the night.
Sick.
And like, bro, watching people fight for $1 million. One guy tore his ACL, just kept fighting. Him and his brother were there trying to win money for their mum and dad. So it was crazy.
Fuck.
Two brothers were in the same division.
Yep.
And then 2 brothers split 1 division each. So they're there at the sideline. Their dad's there, their brother's there. And they changed the mat so it had sloped sides so you couldn't run off the mats. In most competitions, if you go out of bounds, you reset. So they built this...
so more like a cage then almost.
They called it the alley and there's no escape in the alley. There's nowhere to run.
Oh, that sounds quite good, man.
And everyone's getting smashed. Everyone's getting pissed. Like everyone's there just cheering around one mat. 2 dudes fighting for $1 million. It was sick.
That
sounds quality, man. It sounds fucking quality.
I love rich people, man. They can just do what they want.
So Craig never disclosed who he got the money from, and he went on Rogan and poured $1 million on the table.
Oh wait, no, I saw this guy.
Yeah.
I saw that clip. Yeah, he came in with it all cash, and then Rogan pretends he's never seen $1 million in cash before. Come on, bro.
So he goes on Rogan because Rogan's in with all the jiu-jitsu guys.
Yeah.
And he got $1 million in cash. But you know what's interesting? I know someone who's worth literally hundreds of millions.
Yeah.
And I've been told he was given $50K in cash and he was like a child. He's like never seen that much money because most really wealthy people never
Just
really
in a
touch
bank,
cash.
isn't it? Yeah.
So like when they see it in real life,
Oh, maybe then.
just numbers. Yeah. So Rogan may actually not have seen it.
But do you know what the thing is? These guys go to Vegas and things like that, and
True.
I just feel like at some point
Dana White.
Dana. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Anyways, I had seen that clip.
What does
I didn't realize that was his tournament.
What does it look like in cash?
It's okay. This is gonna
Like a
sound
suitcase.
insane.
Just like one briefcase, a few.
This sounds a little bit insane. $1 million in cash didn't look that impressive.
Really?
I don't know why, but just
Well,
in my head, $1
You've got
million.
$100 bills,
Well, they've
don't
got
you?
$100
So
bills.
No, well,
Don't they,
yeah,
right?
that's what I mean. Because it was $100, I think obviously it just doesn't look like that much. I don't know what it was. It just didn't take me back. But the thing is, I'm sure if they were like $5 or $10 notes.
The fucked thing is,
10,000 bills.
Let's say someone came in
got
and
that
out
wrong.
and gave you $1 million.
Yeah.
It's like 850K sterling.
Yeah.
What can you get for that in London? Let's say you don't pay tax.
Yeah.
Right? You could get like a studio in
You'll be able to get something
Yeah.
decent.
You could probably get a
800K?
2-bedroom
Yeah.
house, 2 up, 2 down.
London, like London,
yeah.
London.
Yeah, 2
Clapham.
up, 2 down, I reckon.
Nah. No, not 2 up, 2 down.
You could get a 1-bedroom with like a small like office
A masonette.
yes.
on 2 floors.
Yeah, fine.
for
A masonette.
800.
That's, yeah.
So when you're younger, you're like, oh, I want to be a
That's it.
millionaire. Millionaire. Oh,
it's
cool.
not enough now.
Here's your masonette after tax.
Yeah.
Let's say you do pay tax on that. Let's say 45%, whatever it is.
At least now.
550K. Nice one.
Yeah.
You could get a
London-
nice place in Scunthorpe.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those where
Crazy, man.
it is crazy, especially like nowadays, because the million mark has been such a goal, and it still is. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, people always say, "Oh, like you're out of touch" or whatever. Like, don't get me wrong. $1 million is a lot, but nowadays it's nowhere near as much as it was growing up. Like when I was growing up, the idea of $1 million was
insane.
truly insane, and now. And people hate it when people say this, but it's just the truth. Even just like factually and statistically, because of inflation, it's just the truth. $1 million is not the same. It doesn't have the same purchasing power.
£1 million is life-changing money?
No. Oh, sorry. Yes, of course. It will change your life, depending if you didn't have much before. But the idea that you can retire on £1 million is like at any age is just insane. Like you can't. And I think that's sort of the idea that I always had growing up was, once you've got that £1 million, you can just sit back and enjoy life. Absolutely not.
There was a really good guest that Chris Williams did on this podcast. It's a billionaire who's on antidepressants. And he's like, he always set these boundaries in his life. If I get this, I'll be happy. If I get this, I'll be happy. If I get this. And he's like, it never comes. And he's like, he's open about it, whatever. But he talks about rich people problems. And to hear a billionaire actually kind of moan a bit, I was like, this is great. Because you do this, you're like, oh, if I earn 100K a year, I'll be so happy. Then you're like, oh, if we hit $1 million, then the YouTube, you're like, oh, when we hit $1 million. And actually the reality is that when you hit it, you actually feel a little bit numb inside. Like you kind of say to yourself, you're like, was that it? And then you're like, oh, maybe 10 million then. And you just keep constantly on this hedonic treadmill, keep pushing things back. And this guy's kept doing it to the point he's a billionaire. And he's like, I'm no happier. If anything, you know, the one thing that, you were saying like, he calls it rich people problems. And I agree. One thing that kills me is tax, right? Sometimes you're like, oh, the business has done really well. Let's pull out a dividend. Giving that percentage to the government makes me less happy than earning the full amount. Sometimes I'm like, just keep it in there. But then you can't use it. Yeah, but it's corp tax I can live with. Personal income tax.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Would you ever do a stint in Dubai?
Do you know?
It's
let's
not
say-
like I'm completely against it. It's
Let's
just I'm
say
not
you,
sure
you
it's
get
my
bought
kind of
out. Someone
place.
comes
Yeah.
along. They go, lads, write your number on a check. You can have it.
Yeah.
I'm buying fellas.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
boys. You're going to be now 25% each, whatever. Would you live in Dubai for a year to pull it out tax-free?
But me, that fucking flight, brother.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm on that motherfucker.
Could you not live elsewhere though?
it would be stupid not
You could do
to.
Monaco.
You could do
Yeah.
like no, but even then, it's just I think there's a lot more like loopholes and things like that. I think Dubai would probably be one of your
It's
your
not
easier
silly
options.
to say.
What about
no,
the
really.
British Virgin
It's a
Islands?
nice place. It's safe. Like, why would you not just do a year there?
Dubai is interesting because
Can
like,
you fly back? Can you fly back?
you only have to do 188 days.
Yeah,
So you could do 3 months in the UK,
Yeah.
3 months in Sydney, the rest of your time or in Thailand or whatever, and then the rest of your time there. And actually, I know some British people that earn good money.
yeah.
They are millionaires, and they're going to Dubai. And I was like, why? They're like, oh, I can't afford the UK. They're like, I just can't or don't want to afford the UK.
I think it's more they can't live their lifestyle in the UK, right?
Yeah.
Because they get battered by tax.
And the crazy thing is, like, even if you're someone earning, let's say, a few 100K, even if you're like a banker or whatever, if you go to Dubai to get 45% more of your salary means you can get a Eurus and a 4-bedroom villa without being any worse off because your 45% of your income can pay for those to be rented.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, hold on. So I can go get a Eurus and a 4-bed house and live the same life and earn the same money. So I think there's a mass exodus at the moment. I think the UK is only behind China of millionaires leaving the country. So there could be an issue that if, I think like 60% of all taxes in the UK are paid by the top 10%. So if there's an exodus of more millionaires leaving, and not millionaires like fucking Elon Musk millionaires, you're talking about business owners that might have a plumbing business or whatever.
yeah.
They're like, oh, do you know what? I'm off. And that could be a big problem for the UK if people keep doing that.
Yeah, it is something. I mean, I don't want to get political with it, but they are like the budget's coming in October where they're going to announce the different taxes and things like that. And one of the big things that's been talked about, and people always have like this sort of image towards like millionaires and things like that, like tax them, tax them more, and it's all well and good, people paying their tax and not avoiding them, whatever. But the economy needs them. It needs rich people to be here because they spend the money, they employ people, they're a very important part of the ecosystem. So when people hear about sort of like pandering to millionaires, I think it's an instant negative feeling towards it. And I also think that's just a British thing as well. And I think that's one of the reasons why America is considered such like a place of opportunities, because they just look at that type of thing very differently.
I saw a stat that when you look at the amount of people that come out of like universities in America versus the UK as a percentage, we're bringing out the same kind of percentage of smart people. But in America, there's 5 times as many comedians, because British culture is get a proper job. Like in America, you're like, hey man, I'm going to go give it my all and be a comedian for a year. They're like, you go fucking get it, man.
Very simple.
In the UK, they're like, I'm thinking of being a comedian. They're like, bro, grow up.
Yeah.
Grow up and come get a job at the steelworks, And like in the UK, if you were to tell someone you're an entrepreneur, they're like, you're a bellend. In America, you're like, I'm an entrepreneur. They're like, God damn, man, let me buy your product. They want to see you win.
It's actually crazy. If people that haven't been over there, it's a bit of a meme to us because we've been over there and we see both sides.
It's a bit over the top.
Because we're from here, though.
Yeah, but it's still... Yeah, it's great though.
Even though
I can get behind it.
I do hate the tipping culture.
Yeah.
But I love the energy.
Yeah.
Hey guys, how you going? Can I get you some menus? Would you like some water? And you're like, I know you're working for that tip, but I'm enjoying it.
It's nicer to hear than some fucking miserable person coming over like, right, what do you want?
No, I've spoken about it on my video, like the tipping culture and the part that I dislike or what I hear about is people that go over there. Like we all go to the US and we know about the tipping culture. If you go to the US, the chances are that you're at least somewhat aware of it. So when you go over there, don't be a dick about tipping. Do what their culture is, which is to tip relatively excessively, at least in our eyes, and do it. You can complain about it in your head and you can be like, oh, this is stupid. Like, I can't believe this. But when you go somewhere else and you know what it is, then play by their rules.
Yeah.
So that annoys me when people, they're like, oh, no, I went to America, I didn't tip. And they're like, well, that's how it works over there. You knew that's how it works over there. And you were just being a bit of a prick because that's how they make their money.
I've seen this in LA at a bar where a guy was like shouting at the barman, like, I'm right fucking here. Like, what the fuck? And I was like, it was literally like he was invisible. There's 4 people working the bar and this guy's just not getting served. So I go over next to him and I get served straight away. And as I'm paying, I was like, what's going on here? She was like, he didn't tip.
Oh.
So they're just ignoring him. Like, literally like he's not there.
It's mad.
They're like gaslighting him. He's not there.
Crazy.
So I was there like, oh, what tip do you want? I'll get
like 50% tip.
Yeah, but I wish that British people had a bit more of that go-get-it culture.
Yeah.
Like they were definitely pretty bad for wanting to see people win. What's the term? They call it the zero sum. Like if you're getting rich, it's because I'm getting poor. So then in America, they're like, no, if you're getting rich, you're hiring people, you're giving people opportunities, you're taking your friend in as a videographer, you're traveling. Like in the UK, it's like, oh, you're a millionaire. Who did you oppress to make that money?
Yeah, who did you take advantage of?
Yeah, who did you take advantage of to do that?
Yeah.
And you just can't get that out of the culture for some reason.
Yeah, it's fascinating. One thing that on the topic of the US actually, and it's now, I think it's made its way over to the pond, and we've brought this up on a couple episodes, but as somebody that is definitely more fitness oriented, and a question that we definitely have is about this new trending drug called Ozempic.
Oh shit, yeah.
I've done it.
You've done it. You've taken it.
So imagine this, right?
Okay, we finally have an open user.
Yeah. So I did a
Talk to
video
us.
about it, like literally just ripping into it. Classic PT. PT does video against Ozempic. And then this one guy in the comments left this real constructive comment. Hi, James, love your stuff. Like flattered me. And he goes, but you are wrong about this. But the way he said it, I was like, oh, like he wasn't criticizing me. It was the most respectful way of saying you're wrong. So I was like, fuck it. So I went to a clinic in Australia, went through the doctor's process. I'd got peptides from them before for an injury. I took some BPC-157. So I went in for Ozempic and I was actually honest with him. I was like, I'm 97 kg. In an ideal world, I'd like to be 92. And because of my weight, I'm classified as obese on the BMI. Fine, doctor, we're going to prescribe you semaglutide, which is the main ingredient of Ozempic. Came in the post, get your syringes. So the Sunday night I took, I can't remember the exact dose, but it was the starting dose. little bit into subcutaneous, which means under the skin. You got injections that go intramuscular or subcutaneous.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it was 0.1 on a syringe needle, so a very small amount. The next morning I woke up and I was like, this hasn't worked. No different, whatever. And we have these like microwave meals in Australia called My Muscle Chef. And I heated one up and I ate like half and I kind of just put it down or put it away. And then 5 minutes later, I was like, oh, I've never done that. I've never not finished a meal. Like, if anything, when I see people leave food on their plates, I'm like, you're a psychopath. Like, what went wrong in your childhood?
Yeah, you couldn't eat with me and Chip then.
Yeah, no. You'd be taking the food off our plates.
Yeah.
People would have thought I grew up with like 10 brothers, like fighting for food. I eat so far. I'm a pig, right? And so I was like, oh, that's interesting. Then the next day, I was flying to Gold Coast and I ate like conservatively the day before, but I remember my missus, like we always have a bit of chocolate after dinner. As I'm putting the plates in the dishwasher, I need a bit of chocky. Didn't have any. She goes, do you want some? I was like, oh, I'm all right, but didn't think anything of it. The next day, flying to Queensland and I'm in the lounge and usually in the lounge, croissants, coffees, you know what it's like. You know, especially when you wake up early for a flight.
Yep.
I had half an apple and I was content. And at this point, my missus is starting to be like, are you all right? And I was like, I don't know. And I was just eating a little bit less. And then the weight started dropping off. In the end, in 2 weeks, I lost 4.7 kilograms.
Whoa.
A lot of that, yeah, 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
A lot of that would be water, it would be glycogen.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's always this nagging voice in my head. The reason I got into fitness and fat loss was because I have a very big appetite. I love food. I'm very emotionally drawn to food. If I'm unhappy, I want to eat. If I'm happy, I want to eat. Like, sometimes just walking through the kitchen, I'm like, where did this plain bread wrap come from that I'm eating? I'm just
spawned it into
I'm
his
just
head.
trying to make myself happy, you know, like I just want to be happy. And so that just kind of all went away. But the voice in my head that was like, oh, I'll have this or this would be nice, just died. And suddenly, you know, when you go shopping on a full stomach, you buy healthy stuff, but when you're hungry, you buy shit. The part of you that wants to buy shit was just quiet. It was just gone. And I was like, I'm so wrong about this drug. There were no cravings, nothing. So then this sounds really rosy. Oh my God, this is amazing, whatever. And I said to Chris about it, I go, oh mate, I'm doing Ozempic. It's fucking amazing. He goes, check your resting heart rate. And my resting heart rate had just lifted from, I got it down to like 45 beats a minute on my Whoop. It was up to like 50, 51, 52, like chronically elevated. So he was like, the mechanisms of how it works is well studied, but it's definitely not without side effects or whatever. And at this point I was like, oh, it's great. But then one day I was like, I haven't eaten protein in like 3 days. And I'm super paranoid of getting like an injury or just underfeeding protein in general, muscle wastage, whatever. So when I wasn't hungry, I necked a protein shake and I was ill for 2 hours. Like literally like, oh my God, I've tried eating when I'm not hungry and it's fucked me up. Like 2 hours walking around the house, like I feel really unwell.
Like a stomach cramp feeling?
Yeah, just nauseous as fuck.
Okay.
And I never get nauseous after I eat. I do the food challenges, Beard does food. I'm like, yeah, I'm full, but I'm not nauseous. And I was like, oh, this stuff's not to be fucked with because I had to stop at 2 weeks because I was losing weight too fast. If I get down to 89, 88, first of all, I look a bit gaunt. And second of all, if I got injured, I would not have forgiven myself. But the fact that it plays onto that part, it's a GLP-1 agonist, it slows down your digestion and it like pretty much kills, it doesn't just kill your hunger, it kills your cravings. It makes it so easy to diet. When I went into that experiment, I was like, oh, this is going to be shit afterwards. Now, whenever I see anyone over 120, 130 kg, my first thought is Ozempic. Because for me, if I got a negative side effect from it, would it have been worth it? No. But if someone's 140 kilograms and they get a side effect, was it worth it? Yes. Because objectively, we know that the three main killers, cardiovascular disease, stroke, heart attack, like they're your main three. And being obese is literally one of the biggest predictors of this. Again, we're not speaking about COVID enough, that the comorbidities of the COVID deaths, a lot of them was to do with obesity. But we're in this world where you can't hurt anyone's feelings. And now, like, I actually think it's one of the biggest breakthroughs that we've made. And everyone thought I'd been bought off by fucking pharma. But I genuinely think that this is like a medicine that can change people's lives. And again, like when you've got a headache, ibuprofen, paracetamol, these drugs don't come without risks. When you look at the things that kill people, alcohol is way above so many things, considered okay by society. Then you've got like aspirin related deaths or whatever, still significantly there. So I think that if there's some nuance, right? If someone is eating themselves to death, to an early death, which they will, there was like 4 or 5 body positivity influencers that all died before they were 35. These were like, oh, you can love yourself, health at every size. Boom, dead, 35. Whenever I see these people now, I literally would love to get like a bit of Ozempic and like an umbrella tip. Just go up, boop, just once a week, just jab them.
Yeah.
Without consent.
And is it expensive? Was it expensive for you when you went?
Oh no, it was like £300. Considering a gram of Coke in Australia is 150 quid.
Yeah.
You know, people are like, oh, Ozempic, it's so expensive. I'm like, mate, you can afford a bag of Coke and 10 vodka Red Bulls in a nightclub. You can take Ozempic. And that vial would have lasted me like 10, 15 weeks on my dose, maybe even more.
Okay.
And so you injecting this once a week?
Once a week.
Wow.
And after the first week, I was like, oh, a little bit hesitant about it. The second week, I did it. And about 2 days later, I actually regretted it. I was like, I shouldn't have done that. But I did get a banger of a video out of it. I made it the miracle fat loss drug. I can't remember. I played it quite well and I blurred it out. Did the thumbnail with 2 pictures. You
Smashed it.
Put the syringe in my mouth. You know,
classic.
Yeah. So it's actually, I actually genuinely think it's fucking amazing. I think a lot of fitness people hate it because it's going to put them out.
So just to get this right, it really lowers your desire to eat food.
Because imagine this, we've got so many fat people, right, that are there going, oh, it's my metabolism. Oh, it's this, it's that. And they're like, oh, whatever. You give them Ozempic, they lose 30 kilograms. And you're like, hold on. If it was a metabolism related issue that you had, then if you ate less, your problems wouldn't have gone away. But they seem to think that they have a metabolism issue, but then when we give you something that makes you eat less, you drop loads of fat. So therefore the problem was you were overeating the amount of food that you were consuming. So the side effects are bad. Muscle wastage is a big problem.
Right.
Very difficult.
Did you notice that when you were on
I look back at pictures now and I'm like, I don't look good. I look lean.
Yeah.
But I was looking at my abs coming through and ignoring the fact I lost an inch off my arms.
Right.
My performance, I would say, didn't get that much worse, but it was 2 weeks. You know, like, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But if people are going to do it, one, they need to do it through a doctor. They need to, you know, make sure they're getting like medical grade stuff, not stuff off the internet. They need to work so hard with weight training and eating as much protein as they can to offset the muscle wastage. And yeah, you would have to be really careful of things like injuries. If I had a client that was taking it, I might put the majority of their programming on machines where they're safe, pin loaded, especially if you've been in extreme calorie deficit for a long period of time, maybe coordination, things like that could be impacted. But
so just, sorry, it stops you eating, raises your resting heart rate. But
that could have just been me.
Right.
I've not seen too much like literature about that, but for me, that did wig me out a bit.
Yeah, because I was going to say that surely can't be a great side effect, right? Obviously, it is going to cause you to burn more.
If you were to say that taking Ozempic semi-regularly would shorten your life by 10 years, for a lot of people, that's a good deal. Because they're looking at losing 25 to 30 with their current lifestyle.
Right, okay. I get it.
They're looking at a heart attack at 40.
Yeah, sure.
For me to shave 10 years off, maybe not such a good deal. Or yourself. It now is being used by people in the fitness industry, especially where competing in physique. And you know, I hate physique competitions and bodybuilders that do it purely because I think that your fitness journey should take you towards feeling better. And those bodybuilders that do it definitely do not feel better. They physiologically and psychologically run themselves down to the point their dick doesn't work. They get on stage and fake tan with a smile, and then you see them like binging on the donuts afterwards. And I'm like, oh, cool fucking hobby, bro. But now that these people can now take something so they don't have to suffer, that was pretty much the main virtue in it, was how much suffering you could put up with before the day that you tensed and pretended to be happy. Yeah. So,
but
it will be
let's say you get, you know, I'm 120 kg. I'm on this for however many weeks. I managed to get myself down to 90. I lost 30 kg. Do you then come off this? And when you do, are you not just going to revert back to your previous ways?
A lot of people will.
Yeah.
And that's okay because we can put them back on it. So, you know, back up to 110, get the fucking semaglutide back in you, right? And that does seem like a problem. But actually, type 1 diabetic mate always needs insulin every single day. So to us, to give someone medicine again, like I was on antibiotics for a staph infection, I will have to go back on, and antibiotics fuck you up. So there are so many medicines that objectively aren't good for you long term. But some of the benefits are, these people that lose the weight and get down to say 90 kilograms, they've now spent 3 months knowing what the right amount of food looks like. And when they go, fucking hell, I could just eat this, and maintain that body weight, they realize how much they were overeating, because so many overweight people are actually really blissfully unaware of how much they're consuming. So in America, people think they've got a metabolism problem. The average person eats about 3,500 calories a day in America, and the average person burns about 1,000 calories less than that.
Yeah.
It is literally that simple. And people will think whatever it is, oh, it's because I'm drinking tap water. It's phthalates and the fucking pesticides. Bro, you eat too much.
What were the energy levels like on it? Because obviously you're just consuming less.
But
So
you could argue that they're actually consuming the right amount.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It will probably be less, but then the fat they're losing is being used. So that energy deficit is being filled by body fat. So although usually it was just hunger, and the hunger that is the problem is your body's homeostasis. When you're losing weight, like people are like, oh, I lost 2 kilograms this week, but the next week I only lost 1. And I'm like, yeah, if you continue to lose 2 kilograms a week, you'd be dead in fucking 4 months, mate. And, oh yeah. So I'm like, your body has to have these homeostatic responses to stop it, because even when they are massive, when they start losing weight, the body's self-defense system will kick in and be like, hold on a second. But the thing is, if you think about our like mechanisms that we have, the majority of human existence have been fucking hungry. So we should get excited around food. So the problem is that we have this primitive mindset and this omnipresence of food. You can't fill up your car with petrol without 5,000 different snacks, all refrigerated, all wrapped, all looking perfect, all in date. And what have you got to do to get those calorie dense foods? You got to wave your phone over a fucking device.
Yeah.
And hear a beep. And now you've got access to as many calories as you want. People used to have to work for that. So our brain is still out there. Like, people seem to think that hunter gatherers are going to like pick at a fucking berry bush and be like, I'm satiated, I'm leaving the rest. No, you're having everything you fucking can. If someone comes over, you kill them to get their berries. So like, yeah, we've got this like really primitive mindset. And because it's easier for us to change that person's eating habits than it is to change the environment. And for a lot of them, there of course will be negatives with extreme weight loss, but the positives are that the human body is not optimized to carry that much excess tissue, whether muscle or fat. That's why big bodybuilders have heart attacks as well. They see hypertrophy of the heart, which is the heart growing because it is a muscle, and they just have a lot of tissue where the body has to work hard to supply nutrients to it all the fucking time. And the same goes for fat because it is still active tissue. So your body, it's like sitting in your car and just revving it at like 5,000 revs and just seeing how long it will go until the engine fucking gives up. Like it's literally that. So I think the drug is amazing. If people do gain the weight back, they can go back on the drug. But eventually, for so many people, they will find a way to make it work. And the ones that don't have any willpower and aren't willing to do the work, keep them on the fucking drug. Same way that people that have got chronic back pain, keep them on the painkillers. Because it's probably better that they're a semi-opioid addict, but they can go about their day, than them just complaining all the time about their fucking back pain.
Oh, just being a fucking fat bastard.
Yeah.
What do you think about, because you obviously get the face, the Ozempic face, which everyone refers to. And is that just a result of quick weight loss? Or what is that, the Ozempic face?
I think it's just that people are sustaining huge bouts of time with inadequate calories. That just doesn't happen without this drug. Because people, unless you're like, there are some people, when you look at like Christian Bale and that Jacqueline Phoenix, the transformations they've done in film.
Those movies,
I'm like, how the fuck did you do that? Or even Oppenheimer, what's his face? Cillian Murphy. He lost a lot of weight. Apparently he was eating an almond a day. So there are some people that can do it, rough it out. But for the majority of people, their physiological, their psychology just wouldn't let them do it. Their bodies just wouldn't let them get that lean. And also like, I get this. I try and lose a bit of weight. And then one day I'm hungry and I'm like, what are you doing, bro? The voice comes out. What are you doing? You have a missus. You're a family man. You just do a heavier weight category, bro. Or you're competing, just go up a weight. Don't starve yourself. That could be the last almond croissant you ever have. You get in a car crash today.
Bro's got the worst devil on his shoulder, man.
Yeah.
You listen to that
That's
guy
crazy.
way too much.
Yeah, and you know what? And I'm like, you're happy, bro. Who are you trying to improve? Who are you trying to impress? What are you trying to do? They'll still have you on the podcast if you're a bit, just wear a plain tee, bro. You're fine.
It's so
That's
true.
crazy.
I do find.
I'm going to take that one with me.
Yeah. No, the whole Ozempic thing has just been like this crazy.
But if someone in my family, like,
Was overweight, you'd stick them on
You'd
it.
recommend it.
because I'm like, what am I going to do? Slate, and this sounds bad as a PT, family members do not listen to you. So many coaches are like, oh, train my cousin. They're not going to listen, bro. Oh, I'll get my dad in shape. He's not going to listen. The family unit you listen to the least. If your mum was like, oh, I've got a good YouTube idea, you're already like, you're off somewhere else. You're like, you're listening, you're zoned out. So with these family units and people we're closest to, borderline, instead of trying to do an intervention and trying to hide all the snacks they're hiding and trying to get them to go out for a walk, instead of making your life worse, trying to make their life better, just fucking get them on that. One jab a week. Like, so much of it goes away. You could literally, the intervention could be your fat auntie coming around. Go on, take your medicine. Good. See you in a week. And it would drastically, and they'll be alive for longer.
You know what we need now? Something that's the other way around. Little jab. Fuck, I'm hungry. Very hungry.
Do you have low appetite?
I would say
Sometime.
so, yeah.
Have you seen that Jack's Fit?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
we actually
we just spoke about
today,
him
didn't we?
today.
Spoke about it today.
I have, in fact, lost weight. I don't comment on anything, right? So
Yeah.
I fucked up a few months ago, right? I'm just scrolling on TikTok, whatever, and there's this one guy doing a rack pull, and it's just a terrible form rack pull. And I just commented being like, bro, that's not a rack pull. Laughing face. Wake up. Whole internet's going crazy. I didn't realize it was like an autistic person that's like getting into the world of fitness.
Oh,
And I wasn't ripping him. I was just like, that's not a rack pull.
Yeah.
But every single mid-tier creator that still lives at home with their parents was like, James Smith, ripping an autistic. But I didn't know. I'm on my For You feed. You know, I'm like, I didn't do my homework. So now I don't comment on anything.
Yeah, Faz.
But that Jack's Fit guy comes up and he is chronic low appetite. He hates food. And again, nothing against him, but to take 3 or 4 bites out of a McNugget, I can't relate to that world.
wait, he takes 3 or 4 bites out of a single nugget.
So he really struggles to hit his calories, which is real classic. So you have those somatotypes, endomorph, mesomorph.
Oh, those real? Someone told me that was cap.
I think I told you they were fake.
Yeah.
But like the original person, when trying to do it, the ectomorphs, the slim ones, he tried assigning like personality traits. And usually tall, slim people have higher levels of anxiety. And it could be the anxiety that portrays the reduced appetite. It's just the way they're kind of put together. But the second you see him, he almost is that classic profile. And you can see the low appetite. And for him wanting to build muscle, great. For him wanting to get stronger, great. Him wanting to inspire people in the fitness industry, great. But his biggest problem is his appetite. And it's the one thing he's not able to change. And you can see him almost physically feeling sick, and people are drawn to it. He gets crazy amounts of views. People commenting like, we made the wrong person famous. I feel sorry for him, but also he's got real bad leadership. The people that are going to the gym with him, trying to get him to do 1 rep maxes because they just want the clout of being in his video.
Yeah.
Like that guy should be on plate loaded machines, high reps, 12 to 15 reps. You know, he also eats really clean. And like that guy should be having McDonald's breakfasts.
Yeah.
Should be having pizza.
Getting calories in.
He should be putting like olive oil or butter on all of his vegetables. He should be like buttering the shit out of it. But he's making his life harder because the people around him aren't really helping him because I think they might like him, wanting to see him suffer. He's having like plain chicken and rice. What he has to bulk is what I have to lose fat.
Yeah.
And yeah, someone kind of just needs to help him. And then he did the stuff with Ed Matthews.
Oh yeah, we
Like
saw
these
that,
guys
yeah.
are the young generation. I feel so old. The HS Tiki Toki, Ed Matthews, all that. I watch from afar. I'm like the granddad, like, what are they getting up to? Misfits boxing, that's before my time. But like, yeah, the politics feel, but I'm drawn to it. I can't stop.
Yeah. I mean, I think on the topic of like the hunger thing, I think with both me and Chip, it's absolutely, that's my downfall for sure, is just getting the calories in. And sometimes it's possible when I'm super disciplined and I'm able to schedule in a lot of eating time.
Yep.
But in an ideal world, for me at least, I can sit down 2 times, maybe 3 times a day max and just nail through it. Whereas in order for me to do it, I've probably got to sit down like 6 times throughout a day. And I'm not talking like 6 individual meals, but I mean, I've got to have breakfast, got to be pretty decent. Then I've got to probably have something just before lunch, even if it's just a bit of a snack, but I've got to be eating something. And then I have a proper lunch. And then I've got to eat at least 1 or 2 times before dinner. And then I have like a proper dinner. Whereas in an ideal world, because that's just inconvenient for me, I don't have that time in my day to go and do that. So in an ideal world, I have a decent breakfast, a big lunch, and a big dinner. But I can't do it. I can't sit down and consume 2,000 calories in a meal.
I don't think I've ever done that. I did a really bad day the other day, by the way, where I didn't eat a thing and then I went out and got hammered.
Yeah.
There was no breakfast, no lunch, no dinner.
That's mental.
First time I'd done it in maybe like 10 years.
Chip, I don't understand how you function, bro.
It was fucking insane.
I'm like
I don't know how to do
complete
it.
opposite.
So
It was
I'm
crazy.
the opposite. If I don't feel sick at the end of a meal, I can't stop. So the people that eat till they're comfortable, I've never done that. Like I've tried slowing down my eating. So like for me, building muscle isn't too difficult because I'm always in a hypercaloric state.
Yeah.
I'm always overeating. I'm like in this constant battle to not eat. Like if I skip breakfast, I feel like a hero. But then the voice is too strong in my head, right?
Yeah.
But then
The almond croissant.
you could die. I'm Googling brain aneurysm rates, right? But then for yourselves, it almost sounds like you're taking from one pocket to give to the other. So you can make your life worse by forcing yourself to eat in a bid to get more muscle. And again, if you're not that insecure about it, you've done all right without having massive doubts. Like I said this to people all the time, like we're trying to compare your strength to someone else. There are dudes out there with the body that you want, but their strategy for YouTube is so shit that they will never.
Yeah, but I can have
get
both.
sent something for free. Some people get both, but like,
But why can't I have both?
you can if you take steroids.
Oh, don't say that.
Have kids first.
No, I'm not doing that either. That you're on the tequila thing right now, bro.
Okay, but then add one for a safety. Bangs views.
One cycle. I can do one cycle.
Now where people are like, yeah, mate, we've heard it. Pull the kid out. Views and engagement.
Hey, trust me, it's a guaranteed banger.
Oh, mine a cycle.
Chip, can I just ask something? Because I'm genuinely so fascinated about this like food thing. Yeah. So today we went for lunch. You had half of your schnitzel.
Yeah.
Is that all you've eaten today?
No, I had Subway this morning as well. This is a great day for me.
Did you eat the whole thing?
I had about 75% of it.
That's crazy.
Because I've never seen you finish a meal.
But for example, with me,
I don't.
That the lobster roll that I had, the Tory roll,
Yeah.
that's my first meal.
Yeah, I kind of get it. It was like 1 o'clock. Some people just skip breakfast. I get that.
Yeah.
But like
I eat
now
quite
you're
late.
But in a world where I need to be eating more,
well.
Yeah.
leaving it to one just not ideal at all.
Supper is underrated. I fucking love eating in bed.
And just going to bed feeling disgusted with myself. That's how I like it.
It's so
And
nice.
that's why I've got this training habit. I'm like, I need to do 2 hours of jiu-jitsu, need to weight gym. Just otherwise, I'll just get fat quick.
Yeah. So you need to be training a lot.
Yeah.
Because you're just fucking eating everything
Yeah,
inside your little
I think
piggy.
I got psychological trauma from being adopted.
You
trying
might-
to eat my way out of it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Damn, it's nice you a little bit
To be
then.
fair, like to me that sounds so nice, but then to you, I know you're like, fuck. I just.
Well,
want
it's the
to
same with our mate Ethan.
Yeah, it's just like both ways.
Bez, he says the exact same thing as you in terms of like he will just if he can he will just keep eating. Like he has to make a very conscious effort to not do that. And he says, and it's not like an enjoyment thing. Like he doesn't stop when he's comfortable. Exactly like how you said. And he said when he was going through his journey of weight loss, it had to be such like it's just such a mental thing. He's like, I have to stop here. I could finish that absolutely and more. But I'm going to stop here. Whereas someone like me, I go and they're like, yeah, I'm kind of done. Also kind of bored of this food. So yeah, that's me done for lunch.
yeah, it's crazy. I actually almost have to like, if people saw what I ate when I'm losing fat, they'd think I'm a psycho. I will get like 500 grams of lean mince and I will just press it into patties and I'll just eat 6 patties in a go to get my 100 grams of protein. And like sometimes not even seasoning because I'm like, you don't deserve seasoning, you fat fuck. That's how I
So
talk
you
myself
make
in there.
food like grim.
Then I'll have like a mug of frozen veggies and sometimes I'll eat them frozen as I'm walking around the house.
Fucking mug as well. That is
You
insane.
know that's not a nice way to live your
I
life,
don't really
bro.
like vegetables. I'll just have them because I need the fiber and the nutrients from them. And like, then when I get lean again, then I'll relax a little bit. But it's a constant battle being someone with a high appetite. But yeah, it's not fun.
Swings and roundabouts.
There's
But
no
then that's
winning,
probably
really.
why my content resonates with other people looking to lose fat because the majority of these fucking fitness bellends, they've never actually experienced it. They're like, oh yeah, come eat with me as a day as a personal trainer. First of all, you don't eat like that, you fucking lying prat. But like, second of all, I look at your meals and I just see dissatisfaction. I just couldn't be happy with it. This is why I can't smoke weed. I don't mind the feeling of weed, but the munchies, right? I will eat until the point I'm genuinely getting paranoid that my stomach's ripping, right? And then I
You know how damn bad you gotta be for that.
I write off the whole day, the whole night, whatever it is. I eat so much, like I'm physically. I think it's why when I was younger, I'd love cocaine in a day session because I'm like, you have the entrees. I'm like, oh, best have a bump, so I don't ruin my day. Because left to my own devices, booze and food, I'll disappear at 4 p.m.
Yeah.
Thought it was an all day. James ate too much. He's going home.
Fuck.
Needs to sleep
That's
it off.
wild. Man, like part of me is envious of that, but then I can also absolutely see the downside to it as well.
Yeah.
So I guess it's just
So Ozempic for me was like,
a game changer.
I'd never lived this life before for 2 weeks, but then out of the two evils, I preferred the eating too much side of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll never go back to that. Oh, you mean you don't need to unless you really wanted to.
Do you know one thing I did? It was
down.
supposed to be a video. I tried going carnivore. I did 2 weeks.
Yeah, the carnivore diet.
And it actually wasn't bad. Like, I would love to have seen my blood work to see what my cholesterol was looking like. And again, I don't know too much about cholesterol. I just think that any of the figures go into the red. I'm like, oh, it's maybe not great. But on that, I did experience a bit of malaise, a bit of like low mood because none of the food really, like, meat is nice, but when it's all you're eating and eggs, there were some nights I was like, am I depressed? Like, because nothing today food-wise made me happy.
Yeah.
But I lost weight on that, but my energy levels were actually great on carnivore. I was supposed to do a month, But then I got ill one day and just gave up another croissant. But my YouTube video, but you know what? It's one that I've never, before I was like, carnivore's fucking stupid. But if I've got friends now that are really overweight and I know they're just lying to me, I've tried this, I'm like, cool, just eat meat for the next month. And I can tell at the end of the month, if you didn't eat meat, did you lose any weight? No, we didn't do carnivore. Because that just kind of nukes that part of your brain, because your options are limited.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, steak for lunch. It's like when you're hungry and you open the fridge and there's only healthy food, you're like, I'm not even hungry.
Yeah. Oh, that feeling has happened so many times, you know.
No more mac and cheese for you, fatty.
Yeah, because the carnivore diets, I think it's super interesting. I don't think it's one of those like long-term sustainable ones where like, oh, you know, I only eat meat. But yeah, I think like those month spells.
You did it with fruit and vegetables, amazing. Like everyone's like carnivore, add some veggies, nice. People are like vegan, I'm like, add some meat, nice. Like we got these both sides of it where like so many people, they just need a framework to stick to. It's why intermittent fasting does so well, people, because they believe in it.
Yeah.
Like, and that just belief, hey, if I do this, I can lose weight. They lose a bit of weight and it becomes their identity.
Right.
But like, so much of this is all mind games. But changing, when you look at someone, you're seeing a physical representation of their daily lifestyle and habits. That's it. Like you look, if you're fat, I can tell what your habits are like. If you're fit, I know what your habits are like. It's not really a snapshot in time. It's a visualization of the last few months before them. But yeah, it's one of those where, again, before Ozempic, I was like, maybe go carnivore. But now,
now it's just jump on the
Big Pharma are going to be coming to me going, you want to do a paper?
Yeah, like
Want to give out that Ozempic?
Yeah, fuck, man. Maybe we need an Ozempic sponsor on this
Link
thing.
in
The
bio.
problem is because look at this. Like we could just be there. Like you want to be skinny as fuck like us. Like,
Have you seen the Nicocado avocado?
oh my gosh, we should speak about this. Yeah, mate. So what his exact story is that he had banked loads of videos as he was this very large, and by the way, he had to be on the verge of death. No, he was.
No, I mean, not on that. So he said he banked videos for 2 years.
Do you reckon he did?
No, it's why, here's one thing. He's been in other people's videos at least 1 year ago, and he was still...
Yeah, so his story is...
So I'm not sure
I reckon
if
he's on
it's lining
Ozempic.
up, but
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mate, no. That is just what this is.
And he's like, what story can I curate to get people like us talking about it? And I reckon he's like, oh, if his YouTube video was, I took Ozempic, oh, shut up, mate. Fuck off, back to your ribs. But when he goes 2 moves ahead, you go, this fucking genius.
Yeah, well, everyone's... Because he came out and said, oh, this was actually a social experiment to see how people would think. I'm there like...
I'd say
I
something
think
like
this is
that.
BS.
a handful of fellow YouTubers also helped to keep my secret. So maybe what he's saying to some extent is true, and he did bank videos.
Mate,
but
I reckon he was probably on this stuff for like 6 months or something
100%.
like that, or maybe
you
a little
see
bit
how
more
long
than
do you
that.
think it would take?
When your views go down, you do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You say anything. I reckon something like that would take a good few months. And then it depends again how active he is.
Yep.
Ozempic plus exercise equals quicker weight loss. Ozempic plus being a bigger person probably works quicker as well because you burn more calories.
Do you know what weight he went from and to? Do you have any idea? Does anyone?
It might be
Roddy?
in that order.
Because he looked massive.
He was fat, but he wasn't like
411 pounds to 158 pounds.
Wait.
I don't know
411
pounds
What's
to
that in
kg. Do you
kilograms?
know that?
surely not. That's like 180 kilograms, is it?
Was he that big?
There you go.
So that's
He's
108.
That's about right.
Is that maths?
Good call, man.
At me.
Yeah,
And then
that's big.
158.
He wasn't
71.
180.
Wait, so he's
Oh,
got,
no, he
has
was,
gone,
bro.
He's gone to
Nah, he
near enough
was.
similar to just a bit more than what I am right now.
180 kilograms. That's like
No way.
linebacker.
Nah,
Yeah.
no, seriously. If you look at his when he was at peak bigness, man,
we see
I'm not
peak
joking.
bigness,
He
please.
was
Like taking up part
massive.
of that sofa.
But he
No
had,
one else is sitting with you.
He had
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
CPAP, didn't he? The mask.
Yes.
So like when you're obese, pretty much the bigger your neck is, the higher the predictor of you getting sleep apnea where you stop breathing in your sleep. So the CPAP is a continual pressure airway. I actually want to try one because apparently people that are overweight or have big necks, they're really resistant to get it because you hear this like in the bedroom, but they wake up the next day, they're like, oh my God, they're like, I haven't slept in 10 years because they've just experienced unbroken
Proper sleep.
But he was using them in his videos as well, baiting people. Like you see this fat person, then you see him showing off their CPAP machine. It's like, you know, it's kind of a little bit in your face. But yeah, I reckon there's more to this than meets the eye. Because look him there. I don't think he's 180.
No, but that's not him at his biggest on the left.
He got worse, yeah?
I think they've just used that because of the t-shirt
So
there.
he's saying the whole thing, he got fat on purpose.
No, I think he
he's-
got fat, realized that, or a doctor was told him like you've not got long left to live unless you lose a lot of this weight quickly.
Oh shit! Okay,
Mate, I'm not joking. Now look at the pictures. He's massive, mate.
Oh yeah.
Like this is. Look at this.
Okay,
Come on.
yeah.
Yeah.
Someone said, like, at what point, like, what part of this social experiment was getting your bare arsehole out? Did you see all of that?
Yeah. Well, no, he had an OnlyFans and.
Shut up.
Yeah,
bro.
mate, it was rough.
This category is called mukbang, isn't it?
Well, not being massive, just eating food in front of cameras called
Yeah.
mukbang.
Yeah.
Being in that state is there's probably a different category for that, man. But yeah, he absolutely. So how many kilos did he lose there? He went from 186 down to 70. He lost 110 kilos roughly.
The loose skin, was it loose skin when you go from losing that much weight must be absolutely fucking
But as a
nuts.
social experiment, I just don't see that. I can't see the.
I don't really get what is the social part of this
what
experiment.
was the experiment?
Was it about how people treated
You just
him?
fucked up your health for a good bit.
It wasn't.
and-
If he was just cutting about like a normal bloke, but just really fat, then people would get it. Like, people wouldn't give him as much grief. But the fact that he's like doing this mad shit on camera is the part that people had the problem with.
Yeah.
He was like glorifying the grotesqueness.
Yes.
It was almost,
good
wasn't
word.
it?
Yeah, fantastic word. Love
Body.
that. Love that.
Cooking up a little storm over
Privately educated. That's my boy right there.
Yeah, come on.
But yeah, probably at one
was
point.
that?
Pinky ring at one point.
Eh?
Pinky ring.
Signet ring at any
Nah,
point.
never put one on the pinky.
Oh, he's very.
Soon
that
come.
sounds
he
crazy,
loves-
by the way.
He loves gentrification. This bloke.
Yeah.
You should see his little coffee cups.
Yeah, he loves it.
Yeah, this was a weird fucking thing to watch. Like, it was one of those. I couldn't really watch it. It was like maybe just put me.
I've
on-
actually
on
not
edge.
watched the video of him.
So is this the one
I've
here
just
called
seen
Two
all the
Steps
stuff.
Ahead?
So I need
That's-
to- I need
how
to
many
just
views
read
is it set on? Because yeah, this went very viral. This was all over the
Where
place.
does he go next from here?
Fucking hell.
Oh my god, 31 million views.
In 2 days. And that's not even number one
Oh
on
my
trending.
god.
Wait, do you know? I saw something about this panda mask. Do you know about it?
No
Nah, I'm just gonna have to take it with a grain of salt because there is
conspiracy thing.
it's
Grain
not
of salt.
really, grain of salt, pinch of salt.
Why not?
There is there's a YouTuber that used to make videos on him, and her boyfriend hides his identity with a panda mask.
Okay.
So he's come onto this as like a fuck you, got the panda mask, but taking the panda mask off.
Right.
And I think the YouTuber that was making videos about him essentially was slandering him, some girl, but there's a lot more to it.
Stephanie Sue.
Stephanie Sue. Yes. You'll have to go on Twitter, read the things I've read. Because
What was his life like outside of making videos? You know what I mean? You cannot feel good.
No.
Yeah, surely you're like, I'm going to pack this social experiment in. I feel so grim.
And for what? For money, for views, for clout? Fair enough.
I'm not gonna lie though. I do a lot for 31 mil on a vid. Like
was he not a big YouTuber before he became fat?
he was well known. But for me, at least, he really took off when it started becoming
Was
grotesque,
his
and then it
food-
flatlined. And I think at that flatline is probably where he thought, "How can I spin this into a quote unquote social experiment?"
Interesting.
Yeah, it's fucking mad.
Yeah.
It puts me on edge.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
You're
does.
not exactly like, oh, let's get him on the pod. You'd be
Oh,
like,
yeah. You got to have a little bit of a screw.
Nah, but low key, if he wants to come on the pod, I got so
I'll
many
take them
questions.
numbers. I won't take them.
send him an 8 sleep.
Yeah.
We're going to America in November. We should fly him to where we are to do a pod.
Bro, these guys. I mean,
You know
if
what,
we
bro?
can,
These guys don't even need flying. He
got 31 mil views, bro.
yeah,
so
you
ready.
don't need flying, but I mean, like, we will book his flight to make sure he's there.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
should do it.
Where are you going in America?
New York.
Yeah.
Who you got booked in?
We
to say?
we got a few people,
got any
mainly just
ideas?
like challenges.
Andrew Schultz.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he would be fucking class.
so-
It would be great. That'd be good.
I went to his stand-up in Sydney, and I've seen some good stand-up before. I've seen Gervais, all of that.
Yeah.
It was fucking spectacular. Sorry
Really?
about it the whole time as well. Like, I cannot...
I love how that has to be like
And-
clarified, just so you know I enjoyed it without alcohol. So that's how you know it's
So
good.
he did a special that he sold to Netflix and then bought back, and I watched that one. It was really good. It's good. It was really good. But this stand-up was amazing. It's called The Life Tour, and it's basically a tour based on him and his missus trying to conceive. They're going through IVF. It's actually like a lot of his jokes, not to give too much away, are actually about the journey of trying to get his wife pregnant. And so you go through this like emotional roller coaster, and then he's had the child now, but he revealed as part of the stand-up bit that his wife was pregnant, and he was doing jokes
Sick.
the whole way through about how he wanted it to be a boy, and then you find out at the end it was a girl. So you go through this like wild journey. His like opening acts were amazing, and to the point that I saw Theo Von like a month later, and Theo Von's was like nothing in comparison to Andrew Schultz.
Really?
And I find Theo Von
We love
super
Theo
funny
Von
as
as
yeah,
well,
Theo
yeah.
fucking
Von's a big
legend.
guy. Of
And
ours.
like even the amount of time, I think Andrew Schultz did 55 minutes and then boom, was out. Like his opening acts were perfect. Music was like, there was 8,000 people in the room.
Whoa.
And he did 2-3 nights in a row.
Mate, he's mega.
Yeah, he's cooking,
Theo Von gets
man.
bigger crowds in Australia than he does in America.
Yeah.
So like you coming in, but no offense to Theo, but his set was like 25 minutes too long. And that's one thing that like, I'm not a fucking connoisseur of fucking comedy, but and I was saying before, just off air, Rogan, right, his last special, wasn't the biggest fan, but a comedy mothership, he's fucking hilarious. I think he's just keeping his best bits for people that
That's
come to
his comedy club, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Schultz will do it. Like,
Yeah, I mean his stuff is great, and I've seen, and he's really good. I watched, and this is where I realized, okay, this guy is legit. Was he went? I believe it was in Dubai. He did a show there, and somebody put out, maybe I saw just 1 or 2 clips, but he's so good at taking what a certain like country knows as like funny and adding in elements.
he knows.
So
the
like
Jewish
in
people
Australia,
live in Sydney,
Yeah.
he knew the regions. He knows where the edge.
that's what I mean. He's so well researched on like what people would know, but only if you're from there. Do you know what I mean? And he weaved those jokes in, and I was there like when he did the one in Dubai, he had so many jokes that only people from Dubai would know. And the crowd erupted because it's like, how the hell does Andrew Schultz know about this very
That's
niche
quality.
joke here? And I imagine it was probably similar.
He did. So I was fortunate enough to meet him afterwards. Super nice guy. Like I was one, because he's on the podcast, he's very much the character. But in real life, he's just a real nice guy, which I love. He's probably one of those people that you meet him in real life and you're like, fuck, this guy's actually a legend. And he knew everything about Sydney. Like he was like, he had a joke where, have you been to Rottnest Island?
No.
In Perth. So they've got these little like animals that you get pictures with. He's like, yeah, when I was in Perth, I went to Rottnest Island to get pictures of those little things, you know, Asian people. And you're
Oh my God.
But like, you're like, oh my God, like that's so bad. But then he was making jokes about like Jews and like they live in an area called Bellevue Hills in Sydney. And then he was like, yo, where the Jews at? And like some people are like, hey. And he's like, with this mustache and this haircut, you like, and like was ripping it. And I was like, this is fucking hilarious. But he knew everything, all the intricacies. And then it wasn't just part of his opening acts. Halfway through and towards the end, I said to him, I was like, how do you know so much? He's like, the second I got here, I spoke to a local who's a friend of mine. And he's like, tell me everything. Tell me everything about the culture. And he intertwines it into his stand-up.
That's
Amazing.
good, man.
I mean, that's a real pro though.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's
That's
some
not
top
somebody
level
there
shit.
to just collecting a bag. That's a guy that like is dedicated
And
to
the
his
people
craft.
that he's ripping into are laughing with him.
Yeah.
Which is like one of those, sometimes you see Gervais, when he's taking the piss out of people, you see some people like, oh, I didn't find that funny. And that's what makes the rest of the people laugh. But yeah, he was amazing. New York, it'd be great for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, and then you'd have a laugh because his show is similar to this.
Yeah.
Relaxed, sat back, no Shure SM7Bs in the face. Like, yeah,
It's chill,
He's
isn't
got
it?
nice set. Is that the
Yeah,
one
set
that's
is good.
yeah?
Flagrant.
Is he the one that was on? Because I'm not as familiar, but was he on Joe Rogan and was his the Fat Models?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. He goes on
fucking
about
love
that.
That was
Yeah, he's
really
great. And then his co-host is Akash Singh, another comedian as well.
Yeah.
Like, that'll be class.
Yeah.
Are you just going to travel around?
No, we're literally just there for
Yeah.
a little bit. I've got a marathon there,
Yeah.
and then after that, we're just going to stay
You wanted
for a
to
bit
get
and try
like
and
a
get some
fitness guy
podcasts.
on.
Yeah, try
Or a
and get
runner, sorry.
try and get some podcasts.
We'll
knocked
shoot
out
for the
while we're
stars with Casey Neistat, but you know.
there. Yeah, absolutely. We'll
on
see
our
what we
knees.
An
can do.
absolute dream.
Have you reached out to him?
Read through the messages.
This is what.
Go
So
on.
I reached out to him ages ago, and I just like messaged him, and then I went to reach out to him again, and I just looked at it and I think like, how low is my bar here? Do I double?
Did it not?
Drop the double?
I swear
Say
the
that
double
thing
would
where It's
happen.
like this person cannot receive your message request until they accept.
No, I haven't got that yet.
Oh, okay.
I haven't got that.
So that
Have you
was
tried like emailing him? Sounds crazy, right? But the easiest way to get in touch with a famous person is to email them. So like your socials are gatekept, so much is
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
But like, so I worked in recruitment back in the day, and basically all I had to do was find one person from the organization and find out how the email address
structure worked.
First name dot last name is very common. So I'd find the business, then I'd go on LinkedIn, find the CEO, the person that was the right person to talk to, and then just use that for the email address. So I'm sure that if you were to look into anyone in his team that you could get in touch with, even his PA, you just change that formulation to the email address and just do an inbound email.
Yeah.
And it'll
Because I
go to
guarantee he
them,
checks his emails every day. And you could then even start with your title having RE : and it will make it look like he's already emailed you and you're responding to it. It's another thing in email marketing they use.
Look, damn, man,
It
you
looks
got the
like
little
bit
tips. This is
knowledge-
good. This might be it.
Yeah.
work.
We're going to full send it after this. But yeah, we're over there. We also really want to get your co-founder on at some point.
Chris Williamson.
Yeah,
Yes.
Chris Williamson.
Make him do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna force him, because we've
Yeah.
been back and forth to it, but because he's based in Texas,
Yeah.
I think it's Texas
Yeah,
or
yeah,
somewhere in the US.
Nah, I got beef with him.
You got
you?
beef for them.
Nah, he just never replied to my DM.
Well, you replied to mine. Don't worry, bro.
Yeah. I'm just sat there.
But we are
when
thinking
I
going
see
out
him-
to Texas, aren't we? Next year.
Yeah, we do want to do a Texas thing, so that might be
great.
the time.
Yeah, it's really good.
That's it.
Have you been?
No.
I went Texas, but not Austin. It was just for like a cabin.
Food's amazing, but the fact when I first got there, just the guns. I couldn't believe it.
Or just people
Everyone's
knocking
just-
about with guns.
So the restaurants,
Is it
you know
open
Soho
carry?
House.
Yeah.
So when you go to Soho House there's a sticker, no firearms. So like, you're like
You know, we gotta go, man. This place is
Fucking
nuts.
so like I go around with my friend's house and he's like a little, it's so funny. He's called Jordan Syatt. He was Gary V's PT. He's quite big on YouTube actually and social media. And I go to hang out with him. He's like a real nice night guy. He's about 5'3". He's a cross small guy. They go in his apartment. He's like, "You like guns?" I was like, "Yeah." He just pulls a pistol out, gives it to me. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, "Is this a real gun?" Yeah. He's like, "Is it loaded?" He's like, "Yeah."
Yeah,
I'm
I don't
like,
fuck with
"What
that.
the hell?"
Whoa.
I was like, "Have you just had this on you?" He's like, "Yeah, we just carry in Texas." I was like, "For what?" He's like, "In case something pops off."
Yeah.
The homeless people got a real nice attitude when everyone's got guns.
Yeah.
You know, when they come over to your, no one's disrespectful to each other because they got guns.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say this, like, you just don't like. I was
Yeah.
thinking like
No
the road
road
rage,
rage.
the
No
road
road
rage.
rage.
Like, bro, fuck getting road rage because there's just a bullet in your
I
head.
ain't even beeping.
Yeah, I'm not. That horn is never getting old.
You rear-ended me. It's all good.
Bro, you have a good day.
Yeah.
But there's some, you see obviously the real bad things with school shootings, everything like that. But there was a story, I'm not sure if it's Texas, of a gunman that went into a shopping mall and he was shot dead by a citizen who was carrying from like 50 foot away, headshot. So this guy goes in with a gun, this citizen just pulls the gun out and shoots him dead. And they're like, the shot was unreal because the guy just liked going down the shooting range with his boys. They just do it as hobbies. So we went to the shooting range and we like shoot some guns and I got like an M4. Then the guy's like, when I went there, he's like, "Have you got your passport?" I was like, "No." He's like, "Give me a driving license. I'll be all right." And then I was like, "Can I get the M4? He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Do you want a silencer?" I was like, "Yeah, go on then." So we're shooting. And he comes in, he's like, "You from Britain?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Have you fired a shotgun before?" I was like, "Nah." He's like, "Okay." He's like, "This is a half cartridge. This is a full cartridge." Then he pulls out this green cartridge and he goes, "These are illegal in almost every state in America. So we'll shoot that last." And then the Americans are getting excited. The guy next to us is like, "No, you ever fired an automatic?" I'm like, "No." Guys are queuing around like, "Hey man, here's my gun. Shoot my gun." I'm in there with all these Americans. Like, because I'm so excited. And to them, that's just their normal sport.
Yeah.
I was like, "This is amazing." And he's like, "Yeah, get a picture next to the Texas flag." Like, but then you put it up on socials and everyone's like,
That everyone kicks off, innit?
mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris got shadow banned for it. He was
What?
out shooting with like Tim Kennedy, and I think he just put a story up with guns on, and it got reported. So like,
Don't fuck with that.
yeah, so like guns are a no-no because we were out there doing creatives for Newtonic, and I was like, "Let's go to a gun range." My manager's like, "No,
No,
not
not now. Yeah.
We can't afford it." But
Jesus Christ, man.
but like, yeah, the culture over there is super cool. You can't take it into shops and like establishments, restaurants, whatever. You get a hefty fine. But yeah, open carry, you don't even need a permit. Just have it on your waist.
Bro, that you don't even need a permit. Like, come on.
But people just keep them in their car in the car
Yeah.
box. But that's cool, right? Because
That just gives me anxiety, when you hear that. Like, the idea that you could just rock up, show your driver's license, whatever, and just walk away with a...
Yeah. I mean,
with
you can go into the Walmart.
Is it like, can you buy like an AR? Like that, or is it pistols only?
pretty sure. No, I'm pretty sure if you might have to have a license for an assault rifle.
Yeah.
But like a lot of people there go hunting, want to protect themselves. I saw a fucked up video on Twitter of it's kids, a mum, and there's the dad and the father-in-law that are having an altercation. So I think the dad just like goes inside, gets his shotgun, says, "Guy, get off my property." So the guy doesn't listen at first. Then the guy approaches him, the stepdad approaches him, grabs the gun, he pushes him off, shoots him dead in front of the kids, in front of the missus. And I looked at the comments and everyone was like, he's legally entitled to do that. He gave him a warning. The other guy tried to take his gun after being told to leave his property. That is a lawful kill in Texas. That is completely fine.
So nothing's going to happen to that guy. He's all
Fine.
good.
Self-defense.
Yeah.
He's defending his family.
Yeah, like
I mean, if you went to grab the gun, to be fair.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah.
What if he grabs the gun and just shoots kids? Anything that could have happened.
There's they're trained jiu-jitsu in Texas. There's the two biggest teams in the world are based in Austin, and there's one guy called Sam, and he's 6'4", big, black belt.
Kind of like me.
Scary looking guy. I think at the time he had like bleached hair, unbelievable black belt, one of the best in the world. And one of the guys comes in, he's sleeping in the gym, and they're like, I think your friend's going through your car. He's like, what friend? There was a homeless guy, like rummaging in his car looking to steal stuff. Hi Sam goes sprinting out the gym, finds this guy, does the biggest judo hip throw on the guy ever. Like literally launches the guy. And the next thing I see footage, the police come. Some of the police guys are jiu-jitsu guys. They're like, oh, Mo, let's see the video. Oh, sick throw. The guy gets stretched off into the back of an ambulance. And the police there are like, yeah, bro, don't worry, you're fine. He was going through your car. He got what he deserved.
Here it is, found it.
Fucking hell.
Oh, yeah.
What's
Going to do that thing.
Yeah, look at that guy.
Is this him?
Oh my!
And he's one of the world's best black belts. And there's the guy.
Oh my! Oh, this is real. This seems like something out of a skit.
But I thought it was a skit at first. And the police are like all laughing at the time. But yeah, that was him. Don't break into Hi Sam's car. Click on Hi Sam if you can. The guy
might get me to log in.
just
it's glitching like crazy.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
But yeah,
he's just a unit.
But here's a picture of him. 1 second.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, big.
imagine out of all the cars, because the gym is in like
This
a
is
real
not
weird,
the car you wanted to break into,
No.
bro.
one of the most gifted fighters on the planet. Out of all the cars in Austin that you could have tried breaking into, and this guy comes running out,
Yeah.
sprinting towards you.
Oh, man, that's such a long day, bro. You got to be thinking
Get on your
like,
knees and pray at that point.
yeah, you got to be thinking like, God, you got to sort me out.
Yeah,
at
like,
some
please,
point.
broski. Like, I'm gonna need a lot.
I'm robbing shit because I need it, and
now I've got
you've
the car
stuck
running
me
at
with
me.
it. So, yeah, you've stuck me. I'm doing it to this car. Like, look, man,
Long day.
James, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on.
Thanks, Sam.
It has, man.
Really appreciate you coming on and chewing my ear and letting us chew your ear as well. Where is the best place people can find you? Obviously, that you've got the new tonic drink here, which is fantastic, by the way. And we've been telling,
It's actually really nice.
we've been waiting
try.
for the new drop.
Yeah, we're saying I'll have someone fired.
Yeah, make sure somebody has to pay for this.
Heads must roll.
Heads must roll.
We're going to send so much, you're going to message me being like, stop, you're pissing me off.
I want Chris to deliver it.
I want the same level of like prime.
With a gun.
Send, send an AR with it.
And yeah, as far as socials, James Smith, I managed to get PT out my Instagram handle.
Nice.
Oh,
That's very exciting. That's a big step.
I can never tell you how I did it, or they'll change it back, they said.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, say no more because Chip managed to get HD out of his name.
Yeah.
So
HD. That was
You have to move, you have to operate in the shadows to get things.
Yeah.
Say no more.
say no
grey
more.
areas.
That's it. But we'll leave your links in the show notes and of course the YouTube descriptions. Guys, if you haven't already, make sure you follow the podcast. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave us a rating. And don't forget the 165 stuff may or may not still be available depending on
We have no
how much
idea,
stuff-
really.
Yeah, we have no idea, but
If
fuck
it's
it.
available, go buy it.
See you guys in a bit. Bye-bye.
Bye.